Alright, students, let's go ahead and start our class today. Today, we'll be going ahead and starting with foreign trade policy. Baba, in in your CA final, in your CA final, they generally go ahead and ask for foreign trade policy. Uh, they ask foreign trade policy for generally 5 marks, correct? 5 to 7 marks they go ahead and ask in the exam. Might be a 5 mark question and a 2 marks ka MCQ they can go ahead and ask. So, Baba, still 7 marks or 5 marks matters a lot. So, we will be going ahead and learning the foreign trade policy now. Okay, sir. Now, what I want you guys to remember always is this 5 or 7 marks say, this 5 marks say getting 3 marks to 4 marks is very, very easy. Okay? And for that, what I have gone ahead and done is I have created a 3 page ka chart which is there. Additionally, one amendment had come that also I went ahead and incorporated at the end. At the end, when the book was going for printing, I saw there was an extra page which was there where we can go ahead and at least put this amendment which has come. So I went ahead and put it. What if this only comes in the exam, right? Because this was a part of the amendment. Chalo, let's go ahead and now start with foreign trade policy. Everyone, come to your chart of foreign trade policy. In the last of your chart book, foreign trade policy. Let's go ahead and now start with foreign trade policy 2015 to 20. Sir, but it is 2015 to 20. Yes, Baba, foreign trade policies are generally made for 5 years. But then this foreign trade policy, which is 2015 to 20, was extended by the government from 2020. They told, okay, it is going to expire on 31st March 2020. We will extend it for one more year, and government had extended the foreign trade policy 2015-20. For every 5 years, there will be a foreign trade policy which is there. So this was extended till 31st, 30th of March, 30th of March, Jan, Feb, March, 31st March. No, ठीक है. Anyways, this was there till 30th of 31st of March 2020. Then extended till 31st March 2021. Then further extended till 30th of September 2021. 30th September. And then now it has been extended till 31st of March 2022. It means the foreign trade policy 1520 is actually extended till 31st of March 2022. Government is not coming up with a new policy. They are going ahead and extending the old policy which is there. Okay, sir. Sir, what is this foreign trade policy? As the name suggests, foreign. Foreign means outside India basically. The trade which is happening, the policy of the government. See, every 5 years, government goes ahead and targets, okay, for the next coming 5 years, what are we going to do? What will be our stand in the foreign market? How much import we want to do? How much export we want to do? Do we want to go ahead and allow these goods to be imported? Do we want to go ahead and allow those goods to be exported? See, the main objective of foreign trade policy, the very main objective is to regulate the import and export. So, if some goods ka supply is more in the country, those goods government will allow. Some goods ka demand is more in the country, those goods government will allow to be imported freely so that the demand can be met. Now, some goods which are there are flooded in the Indian market, then government might go ahead and impose some restriction so that goods come less in the country. Okay, everyone. Okay, sir. Point is clear. So, what is a foreign trade policy? Foreign trade policy is a set of guidelines or instruction which are being issued by the central government to monitor the foreign trade. For basically monitoring the foreign trade, they go ahead and issue instruction. They go ahead and issue guidelines. Okay, sir. That is import and export related. That is foreign trade related. They go ahead and issue uh, guidelines or instructions saying for import, can you import this item? Can you go ahead and export this item? Not allowed. Allowed. Sir, this item is prohibited. This item is being restricted. All those things government can go ahead and do. Next, it aims a its aim is developing export potential. See, Baba, the foreign trade policy ka main aim is also to go ahead and see export potential. See, can you tell me one thing? One thing you tell me. If I go ahead and sell my goods to my wife, My wife is selling goods to my son. My son is selling goods to me. I am selling to my son. If I keep selling goods in my family only, will I ever become rich? My wife is giving me money, my son is giving my wife money, my wife is giving me money. Will we ever become rich if we are selling goods to each other? Sir, you will never become rich. So in the same way, you have to think India as a country will never become rich if India keeps selling within the country. You become rich when you get out of your home and sell it to outsider, and outside money comes inside the home. The same way, India is the home where foreign trade policy says, okay, outside money should come into India. If outside money is coming into the country, India will become rich, because a person actually becomes rich when he sells goods to outsiders who are outside his home. Same way, India will become rich. India will have lot of foreign reserve if government of India goes ahead and tries to grow the export potential. So the foreign trade policy may, this is also one of the main objective, that how can we increase the exports? The more the exports, the more the money will come in. The more foreign currency coming in, India will become strong. So the main objective of foreign trade policy is to develop what? Export potential, improving export performance. The export performance of the country should go up. How the export performance can be increased? If export performance goes up, more foreign currency will come into the country. So that is the objective. Encouraging foreign trade. They encourage people, why don't you export this, we will help you with this, we will give you chocolate, we will give you vouchers are known as scripts in foreign trade policy. So they will give you script, they will give you chocolate, they will tell Ramesh, why don't you export this item? If you go ahead and export, we will give you 2% script. Those script you can use to pay your import duties, etc. Go ahead, Ramesh, export it. Okay, so they are trying to go ahead and do more export. The more you export, the more foreign currency will come into the country and India will become rich. India is rich, India will have a stand in the international market when it is talking. Okay, sir. Then, and creating favorable balance of payment position, that is exports are greater than imports, that is known as favorable balance. We earned 10 CR by exporting, imported only 1 CR, 9 CR, we became rich. It is like revenue minus expenses. Yes, sir, we got it. Let's go ahead. Everyone over here now. So, the foreign trade policy, which was originally valid till 31st of March 2020, has now been extended till 31st of March 2022. Okay, sir, point is clear. Now, everyone over here, government of India ka, there is Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Ministry of Commerce and Industry. In that Ministry of Commerce and Industry, we have the Department of Commerce. Department of Commerce, the main work of commerce and industry is what? Developing commerce and industry. Okay. So now in that we have Department of Commerce. Department of Commerce ka main vision is that, sir, that India should become a major player. The vision is that India should become a major player in the world trade. Means in the whole world trade, if 100 billion ka trade is happening, India should have a major player. India should have a major stake, saying India has done lot of exports. So that is what the vision is there. Okay, sir. Then the function of the department is basically this Department of Commerce. The department ka function is formulate, implement, and monitor foreign trade policy. They have to formulate first. They will go ahead and formulate the foreign trade policy. India ka foreign trade mein what is the main guidelines, or how India is going to go ahead and do the foreign trade, all that foreign trade related details they will go ahead and formulate. Then implementation, and after implementation they will monitor. So that is the job of the Ministry of Commerce. Now in the Ministry of Commerce, when you go, basically when you go to the DGFT ka website, everyone over here, DGFT ka website, you don't have to go to DGFT ka website. Actually, you can go to the, see, everyone over here, Government of India, Ministry of Commerce. Ministry of Commerce ka Government of India, Ministry of Commerce, if you go, see, Ministry of Commerce ka one attached office is the office of Directorate General of Foreign Trade. Everyone over here. So, Ministry of Commerce, one attached office is there, which is Directorate General of Foreign Trade Organization. Means it's an attached office, Directorate General of Foreign Trade Organization. And this office is being headed by whom? It is headed by Director General of Foreign Trade. Director General of Foreign Trade is the person who is the person creating the foreign trade policy. He is the main heart and soul of the foreign trade policy. He is the person who will go ahead and formulate foreign trade policy. He will control the foreign trade policy and supervise what? The foreign trade policy 2015. Yes, sir, we got it. Everyone over here, till now, what did I tell you? Till now, I went in and told you foreign trade policy 2015-20 is applicable for your May 22 exam. Yes, sir, we got it. Now, foreign trade policy is what, sir? It is just a set of guidelines and instructions which are issued by the central government. Sir, now in matters relating to foreign trade. The main aim is to develop export potential, improving export performances, encouraging foreign trade, creating favorable balance of payment position, that is export should be more than imports. Now, sir, who goes ahead and takes in charge of the foreign trade policy? Ministry of Commerce में there is Department of Commerce. Department of Commerce का one attached office is the Directorate General of Foreign Trade Organization. ठीक है? This is the attached office, and this office is headed by the person who is known as Directorate General of Foreign Trade, DGFT. Now, DGFT, the main work, Directorate General of Foreign Trade ka main work is to formulate, control and supervise this foreign trade policy. Who formulates the foreign trade policy? Directorate General of Foreign Trade. Now, sir, who gave the Directorate General of Foreign Trade to go ahead and make the foreign trade policy? Where did the power come to him? Baba, the power to go ahead and make the legislation governing the foreign trade policy. The Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act is there in 1992. Which act, sir? The Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act 1992 is there, which goes ahead, and there section number 5 is there. Sir, where do we find this act? You can go to the Director General ka website. Here, you can go to the DGFT ka website directly, Directorate General of Foreign Trade ka website. Here, if you go in services, if you go in regulatory updates, if I'm not wrong, yes, see over here, foreign trade policy has been given. So here is the act for the foreign trade policy, which is there. The foreign trade policy is there. Okay, the various act, etc. All these are, see, act. Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act. So this is the Foreign Trade Act which has been given. In this, there is section number 5 which is there. In section number 5, you will be able to see that section number 5 of the Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act goes ahead and says central government may from time to time formulate and announce by notification in the official gazette the foreign trade policy. Who will go ahead and announce? Central government will announce. And this foreign trade policy is made by whom? The foreign trade policy is actually formulated, controlled and supervised by the boss. The boss is the Directorate General of Foreign Trade. Yes, sir, we got it. Now, everyone over here. Here we come. What is the backup in going ahead and making that foreign trade policy? It is the section number 5 of the Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act, which provides the government to issue a notification and notify the foreign trade uh, policy for 5 years. Okay, sir, point is clear. Now, everyone, what are the general principles of foreign trade policy? What are the general principles? Everyone, always remember the government ka objective when they are going ahead. What are the principles on the basis of which the foreign trade policy is drafted? When the foreign trade policy is drafted, what are the principles? What are the thought in their mind? Number one, generating employment. They want to generate more and more employment, increase value addition in keeping with Make in India vision. They are telling, hey, what do you want to do? You want to go ahead and export. Do one thing. Import raw material. I allow you. DGFT ka, DGFT, always remember everyone, the Directorate General, actually it's an office, okay, Directorate General of Foreign Trade, the main thought always is how to get foreign currency, how to get more foreign currency into the country, how to export more, import less. So they go ahead and tell, do one thing, Ramesh, do one thing, Ramesh, you go ahead and import raw material. You want raw material, right? Get raw material, make Indian goods, make in India. This raw material ke liye I will give you an authorization. You can import without any import duty. Okay, go import without any import duty, make in India and export it, Ramesh. If you export, we will give you the maximum support, because if you make in India, India mein employment will happen. Sir, if you make in India and export, foreign currency comes into the country. DGFT, all the time he's thinking how to go ahead and increase exports, get more foreign currency. Always think, everyone, get more foreign currency, spend less foreign currency. That's all. Everyone see over here. He says, you go ahead and make in India. If you go ahead and make in India, employment will go up, value addition in India will happen, and because of more value addition in the country will become rich. Then, sir, ease of doing business. His only objective is not to go ahead and earn money. His also objective is ease of doing business is happening, and trade facilitation by simplifying and extensive use of e-governance. They are telling, sir, we will go ahead and use e-governance. We will do custom clearances online. See, Baba, customs are just going ahead and following what the foreign trade policy is telling. Foreign trade policy says these goods are restricted. Customs department ka only work is when import happens, restricted goods should have a permit. Sir, foreign trade policy says these goods should not be exported or imported. Custom department ka work is only to see whether that goods which are prohibited are not coming into the country. So custom department just works. He formulates. He is the boss. Okay, sir. Then, so for ease of doing business, they launched the IceGate ka website, the online website where you can file your bill of entry. That's a step towards e-governance. We want everything should happen electronically. Next, encouraging e-commerce export of specified product. They want to go ahead and encourage e-commerce also. E-commerce ke through export should happen. They might go ahead and help people. You go ahead and build your online portal which is going ahead and exporting. Make it. We will go ahead and support you. So they will go ahead and provide you encouragement over there. Encourage manufacture and export by SEZ, export oriented unit, STP, ESTP and BATP. Everyone, SEZ, Special Economic Zone, Sir, Export Oriented Unit, Electronic Hardware Technology Park, Biotechnology Park. They go ahead and support these people because they are the main people who will export and get foreign currency. So they go ahead and tell, we will go ahead and encourage you to manufacture and export. Who does it? Sir, whenever the foreign trade policy is made, the foreign trade policy is made with this objective only. It is made with the objective, make in India should be promoted, ease of doing business should be there, e-commerce should be encouraged. Okay, sir. Manufacture and export by SEZ, EOU, ESTP, BTP also should be encouraged. Software Technology Park, all this should be encouraged. Duty free script. Sir, I went ahead and told. Government is saying, Ramesh, from India, all these bottles are not being exported. Ramesh, what is the problem? Why are you not exporting this bottle? Why are you exporting this other bottle? I want from India, bottles should be exported. This bottle you are exporting, how much percent you are getting? I told, sir, profit is 15%. This bottle which you are telling to export, no, only profit is 10%. Government will tell, don't worry, export this item. If government sees that one item is not being exported from India and government wants that item to be exported, government will offer you chocolate. Government will tell, you are earning only 10% by exporting this item. No problem, Ramesh. Whatever is the gap, I will go ahead and give you script. I'll give you chocolates, vouchers. He will give you, sir. Duty credit script to encourage export of specified product and export of service. Whichever product and services government wants it to be exported, government will go ahead and give chocolate. Then special effort to resolve quality complaint and trade dispute. If there is any trade dispute between an exporter, etc., all those quality complaint and trade disputes, if any quality complaint has been received by the DGFT that this exporter from your country is sending bad quality product, then in that scenario they will go ahead and look into the matter. Okay, because India ka name should not go over there, right? Yes, sir. These are the guiding principles when they are going ahead and making the foreign trade policy. Now, once they have made the foreign trade policy, what are the measures to go ahead and see to it that measures to support the guiding principle, means how the guiding principles is being supported, what are the measures taken by the government is going ahead and telling when we are going ahead and you are going ahead and importing or exporting, we will support import and export, foreign trade should go, we will go ahead and tell, government is telling number of document for import and export reduced only to 3, or there are only 3 documents. For importing, you need only 3 documents. For exporting, we are requiring only 3 documents. We are making it more simple for people, because the more you import and export, the more share of India will be there in the foreign trade. Everyone, sir, what are the 3 documents? See, I have written it down. Mandatory document for import or export from India or into India. In case of export, you should have the bill of lading, the airway bill number, or the rail ke through if you are sending railway ka receipt, or postal receipt if you are sending by post. Okay, number one document, either the ship ke through if you are sending bill of lading, air ke through airway bill number, rail ke through then the railway receipt, a post ke through you are exporting then postal receipt. Number one document for export. Number two, commercial invoice come packing list. Your invoice come packing list. What are the goods you have packed in a container? That packing list should be there. Okay. Number three, shipping bill of export, or post ke case mein postal bill of export. That's it. These are the mandatory 3 document. Or if you have 3 document, you can export. No more headache. Then imports का केस में सेम, whenever you are going ahead and importing, you should have the 3 document, bill of lading, airway bill number, or railway or postal receipt. Number 2, you should have the commercial invoice come packing list. Number 3, please file the bill of entry. That's it, everyone. Then you can go ahead and import. So they are going ahead and telling import and export may we are going to reduce the number of document only to 3. Then sir, 24/7 custom clearances for specified imports. For some imports they are telling we will allow 24/7. You can come to the port anytime, take your goods and go. 24/7 custom clearance will be giving, and that will again encourage imports and export. Single window clearance. You don't have to go ahead and run to 10 places to take your clearances. If you want clearances, we will go ahead and you can go ahead and file one single document at the customs ka window, and we will get all the clearances arranged. So basically what happens, for an example, you are exporting drug. For that you need drug control ka uh, drugs control department ka basically clearance. In that scenario, you have to run to that department. So they are going ahead and telling now single window clearance has been adopted in custom. You can file your document and all the clearances will be given here only. You don't have to run 10 places. Again, ease of doing business. So that's a guiding principle towards the guiding principle. They are taking one more step. Okay, sir, prior online filing facility for shipping bill before shipment. Before going ahead and shipping, you can go ahead and get your shipping bill filed, take your export order and be ready. Whenever any ship is ready, you can put the goods in the ship and send. So they are telling prior online facility is now being launched, so that last moment you don't have to run here and there. Then, sir, online filing of application to obtain import export code. See, now if you want to go ahead and obtain an import export code, online filing facility is there. You can directly go to the DGFT ka website. When you go to the DGFT ka website, here only application for import export code, online application is there now. So again, ease of doing business, e-governance is being promoted. Sir, online application to obtain IC code and various authorization or script. Various authorization or script means, sir, I want to import. What do you mean by authorization? Everyone over here now. See, you have to go ahead. For an example, you are going ahead and telling, sir, I want to go ahead and export. I want to go ahead and export, but I don't have raw material. Sir, you can go to the DGFT. DGFT go, you tell, sir, please allow me to import. To import duty free means import pay. I don't have to pay any duty. I will go ahead and make in India and I will go ahead and export. Just go ahead and talk to DGFT. He will give you an advance authorization. He will give you a letter. Hey, take, go, import. When you import, show this letter to the custom authorities. Basically at the custom court, they will not go ahead and tell you anything. They will allow you to go ahead and take the goods home without paying any duty. Get your goods to your home. Make the goods in India and then export it. So DGFT can go ahead and issue authorization, and this authorization you can apply online. Then, sir, or script, I have gone ahead and exported, sir. I want chocolate now. Give me the coupon. Give me the script. They are telling scripts also will be given online. Application has to be given for scripts, authorizations, etc. Okay, sir. Point is clear. Everyone listen. Sir, this Directorate General of Foreign Trade, what is the role of Directorate General? Arey Baba, he is the boss. He will go ahead and formulate, control, and supervise the foreign trade policy. He will make sure the foreign trade policy formulation is done. Basically, he makes the foreign trade policy. He controls the foreign trade policy. He will go ahead and issue this authorization, and later he will supervise whether I have gone ahead and given one authorization to a person, is he actually going ahead and making in India or not? He will go ahead and supervise also. For an example, one person, he is reading the foreign trade policy, he is not able to go ahead and understand something, then Baba, all that problems which are coming in the foreign trade policy will be supervised by the Director General of Foreign Trade. He will issue authorization for import or export. All these authorizations for going ahead and importing without paying any import duty, all these authorizations who will issue? It will be issued by the Directorate General of Foreign Trade. Baba, his mind may only one thing is there. Go ahead, promote export. The more you export, the more India will become rich. Next, grant import export code. He will grant import export code. Monitoring export obligation. You know what happens? You can go ahead and tell the Director General of Foreign Trade, sir, I want to go ahead and make quality product in India. Sir, allow me to import this machine. If you go ahead and allow me to import this machine, the custom duty is only 4 crore. 4 crore, sir, I don't have. Please leave the 4 crore rupees. I will go ahead, import the machine. Import duty 4 crore rupees. You leave it, sir. I will do one thing. I will make the goods in India, export and earn 6 times of the duty which you have left. 4 crore into 6 times. This export obligation I am taking, sir. I will export 6 times. 24 crore ka export I will do, sir. Please allow me to import a machine and not pay duty without payment of duty. That is known as export promotion capital goods ka authorization, which he will go ahead and give you. If he gives you the authorization, import the machine, don't pay any duty. When you go ahead and export, you have to go ahead and fulfill the export obligation. The obligation to go ahead and export is 6 times. So he will monitor people made promises whether people are going ahead and actually fulfilling the export obligation or not. Then he will issue an order with respect to interpretation of provisions of foreign trade policy, classification. Whenever there is any problem with respect to classification, should we classify this as glass item or should we classify it under crockeries? Sir, where to classify? Any classification issue if you have or any interpretation of foreign trade policy issue you have, then you can go to the Director General of Foreign Trade. Whatever he says, his interpretation, his classification is final. Okay, sir. Point is clear. Quickly give me a heads up. Are we all 100% clear till here? Yes, sir. We all got it. Let's go ahead. Everyone over here now. Now we are going to learn the foreign trade policy 2015-20. Everyone, the foreign trade policy. Foreign trade policy 15-20. There are 9 chapters which are there. There are 9 chapters. Just imagine 9 big chapters are there. Sir, 9 chapters you have to learn. Yes, Baba, you have to go ahead and learn little of every chapter. out of the 9 chapters. Everyone, let's go ahead and start with the chapters now. See, there's chapter number 1, this much only. Chapter number 2, which you have to learn. Then we have the other chapter. Chapter number 3 is there. Then we have chapter number 4, which is there. Chapter number 5 is there. Chapter number 6 is there. I have gone ahead and written chapter number 7 over here. Chapter number 7 in the corner. And then we have chapter number 8 and 9, which is total bakwas, which we'll be seeing at the end if required. Okay, sir. Let's go ahead and start with the first chapter. The first chapter of the foreign trade policy. The name is Legal Framework and Trade Facilitation. What is the name, sir? Legal Framework and Trade Facilitation. What is the legal basis? Sir, how did you go ahead and make the foreign trade policy? Who gave you the power? Array, Directorate General of Foreign Trade made the foreign trade policy because section number 5 of the Foreign Trade and Development and Regulation Act has given him the power. Foreign Trade Policy 1520 is notified by central government in exercise of the power conferred under section number 5 of the Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act. Duration of the foreign trade policy is what, sir? It was till 31st March 2020, then extended till 31st March 2021, then till 30th September 2021, now extended till 31st March 2021. Please make this correction. Okay, sir, done. Next, sir, next, DGFT may, by means of public notice, issue Handbook of Procedure and appendices and IR forms they can go ahead and issue. Now listen to me very carefully. Legal framework mein they are going ahead and telling that, sir, foreign trade policy, the power to go ahead and make the foreign trade policy is given by the section number 5 of the Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act. Okay, now I have the power to go ahead and make the foreign trade policy. Yes, sir, and foreign trade policy 1520 was drafted. Foreign trade policy 1520 is valid till 31st of March 2020, and Director General of Foreign Trade, Director General of Foreign Trade can go ahead and issue a public notice, and he can go ahead and issue what? Appendices and procedures for going ahead, appendices and various procedures which are there, which are to be followed in foreign trade. Those he can go ahead and tell. Okay, sir. Now, this was point number A in your chapter number 1. Point number B says trade facilitation and ease of doing business. Sir, how will trade, so okay, legal framework you went and told section number 5 of the Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act. Sir, what do you mean by trade facilitation? Sir, trade facilitation will be done by simplifying all the procedures and use of e-governance. IceGate ka website is there, 24/7 is there. Only 3 documents we are taking now. We are promoting e-governance. Okay. The objective of trade facilitation is the priority. Objective trade facilitation is the priority of the government by cutting down transaction costs and time. DGFT has committed to function as a facilitator of export and import. Sir, as a facilitator, my commitment is there. I will ease the trade, foreign trade. Imports easy, only 3 document. Exports easy, only 3 document. Sir, prior shipping bill can be filed. 24/7 clearance I am giving. That is how I am going to promote trade facilitation. Issue of import-export code. See everyone, sir, DGFT has committed to the function as a facilitator of import-export. Okay, sir. And what are they going ahead and doing towards trade facilitation? Issue of import-export code. Electronically, import-export code is being issued. 24/7 custom clearances are given. Sir, facility of deferred payment is there. Clear now, pay later. We are going ahead and giving. Baba, people, we have learned all this in custom. Now, all what happened in custom happens because it is told by the godfather DGFT. Okay, sir. Single window clearance interface for facilitating trade has been launched by us, sir. We are doing ease of business. Sir, authorized economic operator program is there. People who enroll themselves under the authorized economic operator program, we go ahead and help them in a lot of ways. So all these are launched by the government towards a step of trade facilitation. Okay, sir, point is clear. Now, I went ahead and told DGFT may by means of public notice, issue what? Handbook of procedures, appendices, and ayat form. Sir, what are these forms? These are the forms which are required in your foreign trade. Okay, sir. Now they will go ahead and notify this form they are telling. Now, Handbook of Procedure. Sir, what do you mean by Handbook of Procedure? Everyone over here, they go ahead and tell the various procedural aspect of the foreign trade. Okay. Then appendices and ayat niyat form. Sir, what are these ayat niyat form? Baba, all these are various forms which are there. For an example, you want to go ahead and take import export code, you will need a form. All those forms which are there in volume number 1. Basically, it's kind of rules to support the foreign trade policy. Okay, sir. Then volume number 2 of the Handbook of Procedure consists of SION, Standard Input Output Norms. You know what happens when you go to the Director General of Foreign Trade and tell him, sir, please give me advance authorization. He will tell you, Ramesh, tell me one thing. How much export ka order you have? Sir, I have 10 lakh shirts ka order. He will tell you per shirt the standard input output norm. Standard input for the output norm has been set by the government that if you want to make one shirt, you need 1 meter cloth. So when they are going to issue you advance authorization, they will tell 10 lakh shirt means I will allow you to import 10 lakh meters of cloth duty free. So standard output के लिए 1 unit के लिए how much input you need, that standard input output norm has been fixed. When they are going ahead and issuing all this authorization, they issue on the basis of the standard output input norm. They will go ahead and see the SION ka book. Duty free imports are based on SION. Okay, sir, got it. Sir, who is this Director General of Foreign Trade? Are he is the boss. He is the policy maker. Sir, then who follows the boss instruction? Customs. Customs ensure that policies are implemented. For an example, everyone, when you go to the DGFT ka website, you can go ahead and see over here. See, advance authorization if you want to apply capital goods के लिए, export promotion capital goods के लिए, if you want to apply, you have to apply over here. Now, sir, for an example, I want to go ahead and tell you. Now, sir, I want to go ahead and see that these goods which I want to import. Now, I told you that customs will not allow you to get some goods which are prohibited. Now, who told which goods are prohibited? Are here they will go ahead and tell. Who will tell? Prohibited goods. Foreign trade policy may you have to go ahead and see the prohibited items will be told. Basically, if the Director General of Foreign Trade says this item prohibited, then you can go ahead and check the list of prohibited items. Don't get those items because the boss has told custom authorities will not allow you to clear those goods. Got it, sir? So custom authorities are basically the people who help the Director General of Foreign Trade, who is the policy maker, boss ko. The help is given by the customs. Okay, sir. Point is clear. Now, who are the other people? Always remember, Director General of Foreign Trade. No, he doesn't have an army. He doesn't have anyone working for him. He has the other officers who go ahead and help him. Who are the other officers who are going in and helping him? CBIC, Customs and GST Department facilitates implementation of FTP. Custom Department is responsible for clearance of imported and exported goods. So, sir, who is helping the other authorities who are dealing with foreign trade policy? Custom department is there, sir. Next, sir, RBI is there. RBI makes sure RBI formulates policy related to management of money, including payment and receipt of foreign exchange. Also, many monitors receipts and payment. RBI is also going in and helping in the foreign trade policy implementation. State GST department, all these people are basically other authorities. Are These are the other authorities who are dealing with the foreign trade policy. Okay, sir, point is clear. Because DGFT doesn't have their army of their own, so they take the help of other authorities, CBI, RBI, state GST departments, etc. Now, let's go ahead, everyone over here. See, Baba, they can ask you in the exam. Write a short note on the guiding principle. Sir, what are the measures taken by the government to support the guiding principle? They can ask you in the exam, write a note on the role of the DGFT. They can ask you in the exam, write a note on the legal framework. Write a note, sir, what are the trade facilitation measures which are implemented by the government? Government has gone ahead and implemented import export code can be taken online 24 bar 7. Custom clearance is there, facilitation for deferred payment is there, single window clearance has been given, authorized economic operator program has been launched by the government. All these are step towards trade facilitation, everyone. Here we are done with chapter number 1, everyone. Are we all 100% clear till chapter number 1? Can I go to the second chapter? Yes, sir. Let's go to the second chapter. The second chapter over here is some general provisions regarding imports and export. Import and export related, some general provisions are being given. Everyone over here now. Exports and imports are free unless regulated. Everyone over here. Anything ka import and anything ka export is always free. Whenever you want to import something or export something, it is always free unless regulated. Means except when regulated by prohibition, restriction, or exclusively to state trading enterprises as laid down in the ITC. What are they telling? Sir, Indian trade classification harmonized system. Basically, you know what happens? If you go over here, see, import policy is given in Indian Trade Classification HS Harmonized System 2017. If you go to the Indian Trade Classification based import policy, you will be able to see over here all imports are always free. All imports. So if you want to go ahead and see, sir, what about live animals? Can I go ahead and see? You can see the import policy. See everyone, nothing is told. Wherever, see, they can go ahead and say this item is restricted, this item is restricted, all these items are restricted. Whenever you see over here, yes sir, because these are all animals, you will see they are being restricted. Then see over here, for an example, I will go ahead and say fertilizers. They will go ahead and say, regarding fertilizers, can you go ahead and import? See, this is free, this is restricted, this is free. Urea you can go ahead and import only through state trading enterprise. See everyone, some goods can be free. So basically these policies are made by the DGFT goes ahead and says this item freely importable. All items unless told otherwise are freely importable or exportable. Now there is import policy which has been made, export policy which has been made. All the HSN code has been taken down. See everyone, on the left side you can see the HSN code. Yes, all the HSN code ke liye they have gone ahead and told. They have not told the rate. Baba, rate is not told over here. They are telling whether all these items can you go ahead and freely import? Can you, are this item restricted? Are this item to be got into India only through state trading enterprise? Sir, what do you mean by state trading enterprise? I will talk then. Free. See, all the items are free. So the, if you go ahead to the general provision relating to import and export, they are going ahead and telling the first thing, exports and imports are free unless they are regulated, except when regulated by way of prohibition, unless told prohibited or restricted or exclusively through state trading enterprises as laid down in the ITCHS Indian Trade Classification. In the Indian Trade Classification, basically it's again a book, Indian Trade Classification, where they have gone ahead and all the goods they have classified free, prohibited or restricted or only through state trading enterprises. Now everyone over here, Sir, what are the mandatory documents? I have already told you, sir, for import or export, only three documents are required now. Yes, sir. Now listen to me very carefully. You went to the DGFT. Sir, allow me to import this machine. I will make in India and I will export good quality products. Sir, allow me to import this machine. Give me an authorization. Are authorization is not your right. If DGFT feels, Chumma, you are doing time pass, means Chumma means just like that. If you are doing time pass, then he will go ahead and tell, hey, get lost, run away from here. Authorization, always remember it's not your right. If no person can claim authorization as a right, sir, you have to give me. No, it is up to the DGFT. His feelings matter. DGFT shall have power to refuse to grant or renew the same within the Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act. It is the DGFT who has the power. If you apply, he can give you the authorization or he can reject also. I get lost from here. Next. Sir, what do you mean by Indian trade classification, harmonized system of export and import? See over here, everyone. I am showing you the Indian trade classification. See everyone, if you go over here, you will be able to see the import export policy. If you click over here, you will be able to see Indian trade classification HS. See, this is the Indian trade classification. Sir, basically Indian trade classification means all the HSN codes are taken and India may whether this item can be imported, can it be exported freely, all those is being told. Okay, sir, point is clear. See here, Indian trade policy with regards to export. Which item can you go ahead and export freely? You have to go ahead. See how many chapters are there, sir? There are 98 chapters which are there. You can go to any of the chapters. Can you see 98 chapters in your classification? I hope you guys remember classification of goods ka chapter mein we have learned how many chapters? 98 chapters are there. Regarding all the chapters, they have gone in and told arms and ammunition. See, arms, gun, etc. They have gone ahead and told all exports are being restricted. Some item is being free, some item is being restricted, some item is free, some items are free, restricted. All these are the policies of the government. Sir, who makes the policy, everyone? DGFT. Yes, sir, point is clear. See over here, everyone. What is the Indian Trade Classification Harmonized System? It says, 1 minute. Indian Trade Classification Harmonized System is a compilation of code of all merchandise goods for export or import. I showed you all the codes are there. India maintains nationalized harmonized system of goods of 8 digit. Baba everyone, if you go ahead and see over here, how many digits ka code is there, sir? Harmonized system of nomenclature, the code which is there is 8 digit ka code which is there. Okay, sir. See, this 3201 is just the heading. 3201 1000 is the item, and item wise 8 digit ka code is maintained. Okay, sir. We got it. Next. The import export policy for all the goods are indicated against each of the HSN code. Against each code, the import or export policy is given. Schedule 1 lays down the import policy. Schedule 2 lays the export policy. See everyone, if you see against every item, the policy is being laid down. Import policy, see, they are telling whether you can go ahead and import freely or not, conditions, etc. Everything is being told. See, all these items are free, free, free. The policy is that free. Next. Sir, policies with respect to each code, whether it is prohibited, import or export is not permitted only. When it is told prohibited, it is not permitted at all. Sir, if it is told restricted, means what? Restricted means they are telling you have to first take permission, only then import or export. That is known as restricted. Sir, state trading enterprise, I will talk about it. Free. Free means you don't require any license, any permission, nothing. Free, Baba, free. Freely import, freely export. So always, if I am going to import or export this, I should first go to the DGFT ka website. Here, I should go to my correct HSN code in the DGFT ka website. I should go ahead and say, okay, guitar, this is guitar. I'm going ahead and exporting or importing. They will go ahead and say, oh, guitar, piano, etc. Freely you can do it. Freely, then no tension, Baba. I don't need any permission from anywhere. If my goods may restriction is Return, then I have to go to the DGFT का website and I have to online apply. Sir, please give me authorization. Authorization के लिए you have to apply online. Yes, sir, we all got it. Let's go ahead. Next, sir, if by chance there is any doubt when I am going ahead and reading the ITC HS, basically I am going to try to find out the HSN code. I went online and my interpretation, I'm little confused. Can I go ahead and ask the DGFT? Yes, Baba. Always remember that decision of the DGFT shall be final and binding with respect to the interpretation of policy, classification, provision in handbook, appendices, and form. All this related. If you have a doubt, go to the DGFT. He will go ahead and help you. Whatever he says, that will be final. Okay, sir. Point is clear. Next, they can go ahead and ask you in the exam, write a short note on import export code. No export or import, no export or import can happen unless you have an import export code. Sir, it's a 10 character ka alphanumeric number mandatory for import or export. If you want to import or export, you should have the mandatory import export code. Sir, application in ANF to A Ayat Niryat form. I have told you over here, Ayat Niyat form is there. A and F forms are there. ANF 2A will with applicable fees and documents you have to go ahead and submit with digital signature. Okay, everyone. Yes, sir. Now, once you go ahead and make an application, array nothing. It is now. I have already shown you in the DGFT ka website. You can go to the DGFT ka website and you will be able to apply. Yes, sir. We remember you have told you can apply over here for the import export code. Next. They are telling over here submit online form with following document: digital photo of the applicant, copy of the PAN card, your PAN card, cancel check of the entity, then means your cancel check. Now they are telling PAN is the import export code. For an example, your PAN is CCBPS 7777R. This is your PAN. Then they are telling the 10 digit of your PAN only becomes your import export code. PAN is the import export code. But sir, I have a PAN number. Can I use it as import export code? No, Baba. First you apply. Then your PAN only they will allocate you as your import export code. But you have to apply for it. Okay, with effect from 1st of July 2017. If goods are liable to GST, then use GSTN number. Always remember, with effect from 1st July 2017, the PAN is the import export code. And also, if your goods are liable for GST, then you should use your GSTN number. Okay, sir, point is clear. Import export code to an applicant is permanent unless cancelled by the DGFT. They gave you the import export code. If you go ahead and do any violation, they will go ahead and cancel your import export code. Sir, UIN holder, UIN which is issued by the GSTN, UN holder, UN is issued by the GSTN Goods and Service Tax Network and authenticated by the DGFT. UN holders can use that UN number only as their import export code, unique identification number. Yes, sir. Point is clear. Next, sir, export or import of restricted item. Sir, I want to import that item which is being restricted by you. I showed you just now. Yes, but you can go ahead and import or export restricted item only in accordance with the authorization or permission. In accordance with the prescribed procedure, they will go ahead and tell you you need an authorization or they will give you a permission. Only then you can go ahead and import or export restricted items. Yes, sir, we all got it. Let's go ahead. Everyone over here now. I went ahead and told you about foreign trade policy. What did I tell you till now? I went ahead and told the foreign trade policy 2015-20 is applicable for you. Sir, foreign trade policy, who is the maker? The maker over here is the Directorate General of Foreign Trade. What is his roles? I went ahead and told you. I told what are the guiding principle. His only principle is to ensure employment and more exports should happen, e-governance should happen, ease of doing business should be there, and to support that he has many measures which are being taken by him. Then chapter number 1 we learned. Chapter number 1 says legislative framework. Who gave the power to make the foreign trade policy? The power is given by section number 5 of the Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act. And sir, what is the trade facilitation? They have gone ahead and introduced online import export code के लिए you can go ahead and apply, authorization you can apply online, scripts you can go ahead and apply online. Sir, deferred payment का facility has been given, Swift has been launched. Swift is single window clearance for trade facilitation. Yes, sir. Then we learned chapter number 2. Always remember export and import are free unless they go ahead and specifically tell it is restricted, prohibited, or only to be done through state trading enterprises. Mandatory documents. I have already told you. Authorization is not your right. It is not your right to ask them. If they give, okay, otherwise get lost. Sir, Indian trade classification, I showed you. Interpretation, always, whatever the DGFT will say, that will be final. They can ask you a question, write a short note on import export code. Then, sir, export of restricted item, you will need an authorization or a permission. Sir, what do you mean by the state trading enterprises? See, Baba, state trading enterprises, for an example, petrol, all these items which are there, government have gone ahead and told you can import only through state trading enterprise. Sir, can you tell us the list? See over here, you have to go to the regulatory framework. Again, you can go to import export, and if you go over here, it should be there. What are the items which you can import through state trading enterprises only? If you see over here, you will be able to see. Sir, wheat only through state trading enterprise. Sir, non-basmati rice, basmati, copra, coconut, motor spirit, petrol. Just imagine, if I can import petrol, I will call Dubai. Sir, I need the Sheikh of Dubai. I will tell him, can you send me 1 lakh liters of petrol? I will also store in my home. Baba, can anyone go ahead and import petrol? No, it has to be done through a state trading enterprise. Everyone over here, solvents, aviation gasoline, super SKOs, superior kerosene oil. I told for home purpose I need kerosene oil. I will call and I will import directly. You can't do all these things. All these items are only a small list is there. All these are basically only through state trading enterprises. Sir, but what is a state trading enterprise? These are governmental or non-governmental enterprises. As the name suggests, trading through an enterprise which belongs to the state. Basically, it is a government related or a non-governmental enterprise which is basically marketing board, etc., which deals with goods for export or import. Any goods imported or export which is governed through exclusive or special privileges granted to state trading enterprise may be imported or exported by state trading enterprise only. Government will set up one state trading enterprise and tell whenever in India anyone is importing petrol, first it has to come through the state trading enterprise only. Means the import or export will happen only through the state trading enterprise. You can't import it directly. Otherwise, in my home, one tank is there where I am storing petrol. I will import petrol, store. Whenever I need in my car, I will put. Just imagine every day morning people are using their home ka petrol only because they imported directly. This can't happen. So they have gone ahead and told that state trading enterprises are there. If you want to import motor spirits, etc., it should happen only through state trading enterprises. Basically, government is trying to go ahead and control the people from importing certain items. Next. So they are telling, sir, state trading enterprise, any goods, import or export of which is governed exclusively or special privileges granted to state trading enterprise may be imported or exported by state trading enterprise as per the conditions specified in the ITC HSC. Everyone, they have gone ahead and told the condition over here. Import policy is state trading enterprise, and they will tell you the condition also. Okay, next. Sir, DGFT may grant authorization to any person to import or export notified goods for exclusively through state trading enterprise. If you want to import petrol into the country, you will have to go ahead and take a permission, and then it can be imported, but only through the state trading enterprise. That is why you can't go ahead and import petrol so easily. Otherwise, everyone will start going and telling crude oil prices have gone down. I will also put one machine and I will get crude oil and I will extract petrol. But that is not possible. Next. Now, this I will talk at the last. I want to go ahead and talk about chapter number 3 now. Everyone over here. Chapter number 3 goes ahead and talks about export from India scheme. Everyone, export from India. When you are going ahead and exporting from India, government is going ahead and telling we will give you chocolate. chocolate scheme. Basically, whenever you are going ahead and exporting from India, there are a lot of schemes which are run by the government. Government objective is to provide reward to the exporter to offset infrastructural inefficiencies and associate costs. Earlier, there were two of the policies which were there under this. Actually, there were these schemes are basically made by the government in order to attract people. Schemes are made to attract people. Ramesh, you are going in and exporting this Indian made product, then what is the profit, Ramesh? Ramesh, I told sir, this product, the profit is only 10% margin. I want to go ahead and export this product because the margin is 15%. But government wants this product export to be more, then government will say, Ramesh, don't export this. What is your loss? 5% loss. No, no problem. I will go ahead and fill that gap. I will give you chocolate. And hence, government went ahead and introduced earlier the schemes were MEIS scheme, Merchandise Export from India scheme, and SEIS scheme. What is MEIS? Merchandise Export from India scheme. If you go ahead, government told you, Ramesh, export these goods. You export it. Government used to go ahead and give you chocolate. Means scripts used to be given to you. These scripts you can go ahead and use and pay your duties later. Okay, then so basically 2%, 5% script will be given to you so that based on your FOB value. Okay, now SEIS, Service Export from India scheme, they went ahead and told Ramesh, go ahead and provide your services outside India. If you go ahead and provide your services outside India, we will give you script. So government used to give 1%, 2% ka script. Now all this script you can go ahead and use to pay your duty. Chocolate used to be given to you, coupon, which was known as script. Now these two are being deleted. Actually, MEIS is deleted and is no more applicable. And from your ICI material, they have deleted SEIS also. So for an exam, we will not be reading MEIS and SEIS. Why, sir? Because MEIS was not in line with the World Trade Organization and health. And hence, India had to go ahead and remove MEIS, but India has now introduced RODTEP. This scheme has been introduced, which we'll be going ahead and learning. Don't worry about it. RODTEP scheme has been launched, which we will be learning. Okay, sir, done. Now, sir, what is the objective of the export from India scheme? Government is telling Ramesh, you export, we will give you chocolate. That is known as export from India scheme. The objective is to provide reward to exporter to offset infrastructural efficiencies and associated cost. Sir, whatever infrastructural efficiencies you have, sir, this item, if I'm going to export, it will be a loss, sir. Government told, don't worry about it. We will give you chocolate. Chocolates will help you. Mean the scripts will help you in saving basic custom duties when you are going in and exporting in future. The duties which you save, you can go ahead and use it for your development. Okay, sir, point is clear. Nature of reward. Duty scripts shall be granted as a reward under RODTEP. So now MES, SES no more. It is RODTEP scheme which has been introduced. Sir, remission of duty, RODTEP. Okay, sir, point is clear. Let's go ahead. Everyone over here now. Next. Sir, scripts or goods imported using the scripts are scripts or the goods imported using the scripts are freely transferable and can be used for payment of. So if you have gone ahead, everyone over here now, scripts, if you have extra, what can you do with the scripts? You can use it for payment of basic custom duty, additional duties of custom, but not GST. Okay, so scripts can be used to pay basic custom duty, sir, CVDs which are there, all can be paid, but not GST. GST compensation cess, etc. can't be paid using the script. So basically, you can pay your basic custom duties, etc. Scripts are valid. The chocolates are valid for how many months? 24 months. Okay, sir, point is clear. Now, government have one status holder ka program which is there, where government gives status. The stars are given to the stars who are the stars in the export market. So if person has gone ahead and exported huge quantities, means those are 1 star, 2 star, 5 star people, basically they are going ahead and exporting lot of goods. They are business leaders, they are going ahead and exporting in huge quantity. Government gives them status, recognition. Status holder, they can ask you in the exam, write a note on status holder. These are business leaders who have excelled in international trade and have successfully contributed to countries' foreign trade. These are people who have excelled in foreign trade and they have contributed to the country ka foreign trade. All goods of all exports of goods or service having import export code, all exporters having import export code shall be eligible for recognition as a status holder. Who doesn't like status? So government is saying if we give stars to these people, they will be encouraged and next year the exports will go up. So basically government is trying to give recognition. Okay sir, point is clear. So government says recognition depends upon your export performance. So if you are performing better, more the performance, the more is the star. Applicant can be categorized as status holder upon achievement of export performance. Okay, sir, point is clear. Now, sir, upon achieving, so it is telling over here recognition depends upon export performance and applicant shall be categorized as status holder upon achievement of export performance during current year and preceding 3 financial year. Everyone, so it is current year and last 3 years ka data which will be seen, and then they will go ahead and give you a recognition as a status holder. 1 year, very good export, status holder, no. Current year and last 3 years ka data will be seen, and then then based on your performance, the status holder ka recognition shall be given. Everyone over here. Sir, status category, export house, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star. There are 5 stars which are given. If you want, you can be given based on your performance. 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star. 5 star means okay, full standard, full business leader. Sir, I am doing lot of export. Then they are telling over here, if you are a person who is exporting gems and jewelry, for you it is current year and last 2 years. Okay, sir. Then so it is current year plus the last 3 years in any other goods. And if you are gems and jewelry ka exporter, then current year and last 2 years ka export performance will be seen. If your export performance, which is your FOB, sir, when you go ahead and export, we see ship ka case mein FOB, free on board value. Yes, sir. If you are going ahead and exporting by road, road में sir, if road के through you are going ahead and exporting, it is FOR, freight on road value. Freight on road value. What do you mean by freight on road? Freight and on road is that value when the exporter is agreeing that, sir, the transportation, everyone always remember, when the supplier goes ahead and says, I will bear the cost of transportation, that is known as FOR value. Okay, sir. Freight on road value shall be seen. And 1 star means 3 million US dollar exports. If you are doing, you are 1 star. Sir, 25 million if I am doing, I am 2 star. 100 million if I am doing, I am 3 star. If 500 million you are going ahead and doing, then you are 4 star. 2000 US dollar, million US dollar if you are doing, then you are 5 star. Okay, sir, point is clear. Let's go ahead. Now, sir, what are the privileges which are given if I am a status holder? Status, no, you have given recognition. Give some privilege also. So, government told privileges. Sir, number one, authorization and custom clearance for export and import on self declaration. Self declaration, you declare and export and import ke liye clearance will be given. You authorization you want, अरे authorization self declaration पे you can go ahead and authorize yourself, no tension at all. Then fixation of Sion, sir, what I am going to import, I don't have standard input in output norm. Sion ka book mein standard input output norm is not given. What to do? Then Baba, you have to go to the Sion ka fixing committee who is there, who will fix the standard input output norm. It takes time. But in case of status holder, whenever Sion is not there, fixation of Sion within 16 days by the norm committee. See, exemption, the third point, they are exempted from compulsory negotiation or document through bank. Baba, all this headache is not there. Exemption from furnishing bank guarantee not required. 2 star or above are permitted to establish their own warehouses. They can establish their own warehouses. means their private warehouse ka license is given to whom? 2 star and above. 3 star and above shall be entitled to accredited client program. They will be enrolled under the accredited client program, means they are now accredited. They are given, credit has been given. They are credited people, means they are trader with government ka accredited client program will have more credit. Credit means the creativity will become strong. Then entitled to free export item free of cost for export promotion. They can send samples free of cost. But sir, status holder, what is the sample they can send free of cost? Here the limit is given. Export of gems and jewelry sector, articles of if you are a person who is an exporter of gems and jewelry or articles of gold and precious metal, they have told 1 crore or 2% of the average annual export realization. How much you have realized of that 2% during the preceding financial license year? So they are telling 2% of the average realization of the last 3 preceding financial year, or 1 crore, whichever is lower, that much you can go ahead and send samples outside India. So if I am jewelers, then we can go ahead and also send, and uh, I am having status holder, then I can go ahead and export samples free of cost. You would have seen Gujarat based trader, he is going ahead and having a good amount of export of diamond. All those people are status holder. They can send samples also free of cost. Then any other people like us who are not gems and jewelry, then 2% of the export realization during the preceding 3 license year. Only in case of gems and jewelry, they have fixed 1 crore as the limit. They fixed 1 crore as the limit, but any other case may they have told 2% of your export realization during 3 preceding license year, last 3 years ka, you have to go ahead and see the average of that 2%, means whatever you have realized, that amount ka 2% will be allowed as a FOC. You can go ahead and free of cost, you can go ahead and send those samples. Yes, sir, we got it. In your exam, they can go ahead and ask you status holder, 1 mark, 1 mark, 1 mark. I am telling 3 marks, Kelly, you should be able to write so much. Okay, sir. Now, in your exports from India scheme, the very recent scheme which has been introduced by the government is RODTEP. Very, very, very important for exam. They can go ahead and ask you for 3 marks in the exam. Now, RODTEP. Sir, what is RODTEP? From 1st of January 2021, MES scheme which was there was phased out, means it was deleted, and remission of duties, ROD, remission of duties, TEP, taxes on exported product. It is telling remission of duties, means they will go ahead and remit the duty, means you don't have to pay any duty on, and taxes on exported product. Benefit shall be available to the exporter. This benefit has now been made available. They are telling when you export, earlier MEI scheme was there. Now they have gone ahead and introduced RODTEP. Everyone, what is RODTEP? It aims to boost export by allowing reimbursement of taxes and duties. So they are telling when you go ahead and export, Baba, it's a common theory. Export the goods, not the taxes from India. You should only export the goods, because if you go ahead and export the taxes from India, means 100 rupees ka goods will become 110 ka goods. Our goods becoming 110 ka means internationally Indian goods becoming expensive. Internationally, if Indian goods become expensive, then people will not buy our goods, and hence government says always export the goods, not the taxes. And to boost the export, we will go ahead and allow reimbursement of the taxes and duties. Percentage by way of reward to be issued in the form of transferable duty script or electronic script. They will go ahead and give you vouchers. Basically, they will give you transferable duty script, or they will give you electronic script. I hope you guys know now electronic credit ledger is there. In the electronic credit ledger under the custom, they will go ahead and put the money in the electronic credit ledger, which will be maintained under the customs ka system. Okay, sir, point is clear. The scheme is based on globally accepted principle. MEIS scheme which is deleted actually had some problem. It was not acceptable globally, and hence they went ahead and introduced RODTEP. It is based on globally accepted principle that duties and taxes should not be exported, and hence government is telling one person goes and exports whatever taxes and duties are there on the goods, we go ahead and give it to them, or we give an exemption. It should be, so they are going ahead and telling, sir, what is the principle internationally adopted? Export the goods and don't export the taxes. It should be either exempted, the taxes should be either exempted or remitted. Remitted means discount in the taxes should be given. Next, this objective provides for remission of amount in the form of duty credit script. So they are going ahead and telling whatever duty is there, exporter you pay. Later, government will go ahead and give it to you in the form of scripts in exporters ledger account maintained with the customs. Okay, sir, point is clear. So what is RODTP? RODTP is remission of duties and taxes on exported product. Exported product pay whatever duties and taxes you have paid, that will be given to you in the form of duty credit script. The duty credit script can be physical script, or the amount can be created in your e-credit ledger. E-credit ledger you can go ahead and use to make the payment of your other duties which are there, or you can transfer it to someone who can use it to pay his duty. Now, what is the objective of the scheme? To refund currently unrefunded. Means in this current world, now they are not refunding some taxes. For an example, some goods on which you go ahead and pay export duty, that export duty is not refunded by the government, and hence the aim is to refund currently unrefunded what? Duties, taxes levied at the center, state, and local level borne by the exporter on the product. Whatever duties are borne by an exporter, central government ka duty, state government, or local duties which are being borne by the exporter and that are not being refunded by the government will now be given to him in the form of scripts. Okay, including prior stage cumulative IDTs on goods or service used in the production. So prior stage cumulative indirect taxes means, sir, in the earlier stage there were VAT, there was service tax, etc. What about those taxes which we had already gone ahead and paid on our raw materials? Those taxes also they are going ahead and telling we will remit it to you in the form of duty credit script. Then to refund currently unrefunded such indirect taxes in respect of distribution of exported product. Whatever the indirect taxes are being charged, they are basically going ahead and telling whatever central government cut taxes, whatever state government cut taxes, whatever local taxes are there, which you are paying on the goods which you are exporting and were not refunded to you, will now be refunded under remission of duty, remission of duty and taxes on exported product, and this will not be refunded. They will give you chocolate means script, and that script you can go ahead and later use it to pay any of your import duties. Okay, sir. Next, sir, what are the salient features? Sir, what are the features of RODTEP? The feature, it seeks to refund to the exporter the embedded central, state, local taxes that are so far not rebated or refunded. Number one objective is, the objective is to refund those taxes which are not refunded till that. We will go ahead and not refund. We will go ahead and give scripts for that taxes. Okay. Duty credit script is issued in lieu of. See everyone, number one point is this, number two point is this, where they are telling duty credit script is issued in lieu of remission of any taxes. Means they are telling we will not give you a discount in the taxes, but whatever taxes you have paid, we will go ahead in lieu of remission of any duties, taxes, charges levied on material used in production or processing of goods or for carrying out an operation on such goods in India that are exported, where such duty, taxes, levy is not exempted, not remitted or created under any other scheme. In that scenario, they are telling whatever duties, taxes you have paid, we will go ahead and give you scripts. Okay. Then duty credit script is issued, B point, against export of notified goods under FTP. Okay, sir, point is clear. See, bullet number one, bullet number two. Now, bullet number three. Salient feature. Sir, value of the goods for calculation of duty scrip. How will you go ahead and calculate the scrip? Scrip is 5% for an example of what value? They are telling lower of the FOB or 1.5 time of the market price of the goods. So for an example, everyone over here, I am going ahead and exporting some goods from India and the FOB is 10 lakh rupees. Okay. And the market price of those goods in India is 5,000 rupees. Can you tell me everyone if duty credit scrip is 2%, 2% of what? They are going ahead and telling 2% of the declared FOB. You have declared, okay, 5 lakh is the Indian market price. You have declared that free on board is 10 lakh. Then, sir, it will be lower of 2%, will be lower of which amount? Sir, 10 lakh or 5 lakh into 1.5 time. Indian market price ka 1.5 time. Which is how much, sir? 10 lakh or 7.5 lakh ka, whichever is lower. Which is lower? This is lower ka. 2% will be given to you as scrip. See over here, everyone. Value of good for calculation of scrip means 2% they told, 5% they told will give you scrip. Scrip of what? Of lower of declared FOB or 1.5 time of the market price of the goods. Next, sir, the fourth bullet point over here, refund in the form of duty credit would be credited to your e-credit ledger maintained under the custom automated system. No more physical script will be given. They will put it directly in your e-credit ledger, which is maintained under the customs. Now, under customs also they have e-credit ledger. In that, they will go ahead and put the script ka amount. Duty credit shall be used only by, only to pay. Duty credit should be used only to pay what? Sir, only to pay basic custom duty on the imported goods. So basically, if you got how much is 7.5 lakh at 2% script? Sir, 7 lakh 50,000 into 2%. You got 15,000 ka script. This 15,000 ka script which is there in your credit ledger. Next time, if you go ahead and import, on importation of the goods, you have to pay basic custom duty. For that, you can go ahead and use the script. Next bullet, duty credit script, that is credits are freely transferable to other imported. In my e-credit ledger, there is some credit which is lying. I can go ahead and transfer it to other importer and that other importer can go ahead and use to pay his import duty. Okay, sir, the next bullet, see over here, all these are bullets. Okay, the next bullet, no rebate with respect to duties and taxes already exempted, remitted or credited. If you are already exempted from some taxes, for those taxes and all, there will be no credit script which will be given. They can go ahead and ask you about this salient feature. They can go ahead and ask you how to go ahead and calculate the duty calculation of duty script, and then they can tell you how much duty script will be given. That calculation you have to remember. Okay, sir, point is clear. Who are the people who are eligible? Eligible are all exporter. Baba, I am telling you my opinion. A graded question. This is 3 to 4 mark. 100% they should ask. Next, sir, eligibility. All the exporters are eligible. All the exporters of RODTEP export item of eligible RODTEP export item are eligible. Who are eligible, everyone? All the exporters who are going ahead and exporting which one? RODTEP export items. Okay, sir. So here, actually, if you go ahead and see in your DGFT ka website, here, see everyone, they have gone ahead and told about the RODTEP. So you'll have to go ahead and see which are the items for which RODTEP is there, all those things. Okay, sir, point is clear. See, here they have gone ahead and told about the rates of RODTEP, which is there 0.5 per kg. See over here, everyone, they have told ornament fees, fresh water, etc. All this pay, how much RODTEP percentage you will get on the FOB. Yes, sir, we got it. Let's go ahead. Everyone over here now. They are telling all the exporters of eligible RODTEP export item. I've just now showed it to you. What are the items which are eligible? See, everyone, these are the HSN code and there is a list of the items which they have gone ahead and given which are eligible for the RODTEP. So, if you are going ahead and exporting all these items, then they are telling whatever is the duty that shall be given to you. Okay, sir. See over here. See, all these are the items. All these are the items which are eligible items. So you will get RODTP ka percentage is given over here. Next. Sir, what is the reward? Reward is the rebate would be granted at the rate of notified percentage of the FOB with a value cap per unit for some. See everyone, if you see over here, they have gone ahead and put a value cap also. Per unit, there is a value cap which is there. They are telling, okay, we will give RODP rate is how much? 2.5%. But the cap per unit is how much? 16 rupees per kg. Maximum can be 16 rupees. Okay, sir, got it. Next. For some item, fixed rebate per unit may be fixed. For an example, if I go ahead and show you over here, they have gone ahead and for some item they can go ahead and fix per unit wise how much will be the amount. See, 0.5 per kg. They have gone ahead and told per unit 16 rupees will be the maximum 2.5%, but subject to a maximum of 16 rupees. Next. They are telling rebate not dependent on export realization. Baba, it is not dependent. They will give you the rebate. If you go ahead and export, rebate given because export done. But always remember, if you don't get forex, the main objective of FTP is to get forex. If you don't get forex, they are telling, but non-receipt of forex within time limit under FEMA, as per the time limit of FEMA, then whatever rebate was given to you means whatever the amount of scrip was given, that will be deemed to be never allowed and they will go ahead and recover the amount. Then, sir, what are the ineligible supplies or items or categories? Export of imported goods in same form. I imported something, did not do anything, and I exported it. Then they are telling you will not get. Export through transshipment, not allowed. Export product subject to minimum export price or minimum export duty. In that case, also RODTP scheme is not given. Product which are restricted or prohibited under the FTP, for that also RODTP scheme is not given. Sir, product manufactured in ESTP or BTP, Electronic Hardware Technology Park or Biotechnology Park, for that also RODTP scheme is not given. Deemed export, I will talk. You can see over here deemed exports are given below. For deemed export also, they are going ahead and telling all these items which are mentioned. For this also RODTP scheme is not given. Then products manufactured in the warehouse, for that also RODTP scheme is not given. Product manufactured or exported by 100% EOU, for that also RODTP is not eligible. Okay, sir, got it. People, this can be a 3 to 4 mark question which they can go ahead and ask in the exam because it's a fresh scheme. The first time actually it came in 2021, but now the ICA has gone ahead and incorporated it. So in my opinion, 3 to 4 mark they should go ahead and ask in the exam. Yes, sir, we are all clear. Here we are done with your RODTEP scheme, everyone. Are we all clear till here? Quickly give me heads up. Is everyone 100% clear till here? Can we go ahead? Yes, sir, we are all clear. Let's go ahead. We are done with chapter number 1, which went ahead and told about legal framework. Chapter number 2, general provision for import or export. Chapter number 3, export from India scheme, where I told you about status holder, which is also very important. RODTP, which is also very important. Now we have chapter number 4. Everyone listen to me very carefully. Chapter number 4 goes ahead and says, sir, you can go ahead. You can go ahead and duty exemption will be given to you or remission of duty scheme. Chapter number 4, duty either it will be exempted or remission of duty will be given. Sir, what do you mean by remission of duty? Everyone listen to me very carefully. You imported raw material. You imported the raw material. With the raw material, you made the finished goods, and finished goods you export. Can you tell me, everyone, do you remember all industry rate may they go ahead and give you duty drawback? Yes, sir. And duty drawback is a remission which is given. Remission means your duties are being given back to you over here. Sir, your duties are being given back to you in the form of duty drawback. So you went ahead and imported raw material. You went ahead and converted the raw material into finished goods. Finished goods are being exported. Then they are telling we will go ahead and give you a remission in your duty. Okay, remission in your duty is given. And sir, what is the remission? All industry rate pay, they go ahead and give your duties back. Now, everyone listen to me very carefully. Remission scheme is duty drawback scheme, which we have already learned. Section number 74 and 75. Sir, what do you mean by duty exemption scheme? I am telling the government, you tell me one thing. I am going ahead and importing something. I am importing something. Of this, I go ahead and convert into finished goods and I go ahead and export. When I import, I go ahead and pay import duty, sir. When I export, you go ahead and give me my money back. So when I import, I give you the money. When I export, you give the money back to me. Sir, what is the benefit? Duty drawback is a remission scheme where the duties are being remitted, means they are given back to you over here. Okay, remission is given in the duty. Now I am going ahead and telling you, sir, what is the problem if I don't give any import duty and later you don't give any duty drawback also? That is known as duty exemption. Means you are telling the government, sir, I will import, I will not pay import duty. But promise, sir, whatever I have imported, I will go ahead and make finished goods and export it. Don't give me any duty drawback. Sir, allow me to import without any duty, and you also don't have to give any duty drawback. This is known as duty exemption. Means you are exempted from paying the duty and then there is no remission ka problem also. Is my point clear to all? Quickly give me heads up. Are we clear with this point? Yes, sir. We all understood. What is this duty exemption scheme? See, remission scheme we already know is the duty drawback. Duty drawback is nothing other than duty remission scheme. Sir, what do you mean by duty exemption? Everyone over here, under duty exemption, there are advance authorization and there are duty free import authorization. Everyone, listen to me very carefully. Basically, what happens in this scheme? These schemes enable duty free import of input for export promotion, including replenishment of inputs or duty remission, or there is duty remission also given under this scheme. But duty remission, duty drawback, we already know. So basically, sir, we want to understand when you import, what is the exemption which is given? They are going ahead and telling, Ramesh, listen, there is one scheme which is known as advance authorization. Authorization taken in advance. You can go to the Directorate General of Foreign Trade and tell him, sir, see, I have an order of 1 lakh shirts. 1 lakh shirts ka order is there. Sir, allow me to import raw material. I want to import raw material. But sir, I don't have money to pay import duty. Sir, the GFT, please give me an advance authorization. I have an order in advance already. See, I have an order. Then they will go ahead and give you an advance authorization. You can import, and import duty you don't have to pay. It shall be exempted. You don't have to pay and it will be given back. No, it shall be exempted. You don't have to pay the import duty at all. And sir, then you have to go ahead and convert it into the finished goods and you have to go ahead and export the finished goods. Then they are telling duty, which you don't have to pay the duty, that is known as advance authorization. Okay, sir. One more is duty-free import authorization. This is also same. Now, you can also go to the DGFT and ask for duty-free import authorization. But duty-free import authorization is given after you go ahead and fulfill the order. Sir, what do you mean by that? For an example, you have one export order. DGFT will say, hey, you do one thing. First, you go ahead and export. When you go ahead and export, no, you come to me and show that you have gone ahead and exported. I will give you duty-free import authorization for your replenishment. Means your raw material is over, right? Now I will give you. See, in the first one, they told you can import raw material, make the finished goods and export because you had an export ka order. Because you had an export ka order, he told, okay, import without import duty and you can export. Done, everyone. This was advance authorization. This was advance authorization where first you were doing import and then you used to go ahead and export. Here in duty free import authorization, first you go ahead and export. Prove yourself that you can export. You don't have an order. How will you go ahead and prove? First, prove yourself. If you export 1 lakh shirts, come to me. I will give you duty-free import authorization for your next time ka replenishment of your raw material. You want raw material, right? Because next time you have to export that raw material, you can get duty free from outside India. Is my point clear to all? Here, first you export, then you take duty free import authorization, and then you import. This is for replenishment, means filling up your stores again. So it is over here, everyone. Number one, what is it? Advance authorization is a scheme to import inputs used in the manufacture of export goods. Whatever inputs you need, imports you go ahead and need. So first take advance authorization. Number two, imports you can go ahead and import. You can go ahead and import. Number three, you can go ahead and export. Got it, sir. So here, advance authorization is a scheme to import inputs used in the manufacture of exported goods without payment of duty but subject to value addition of 15%. Government is selling, Ramesh, I want 15% value addition. What you have spent, you have to go ahead and add 15% value addition. Only then, that is the condition I am giving you the advance authorization. Value addition should be there. FOB value, you spent 100 rupees, FOB value should be at least 115. FOB value should be at least 115. Next, material which is allowed, only inputs which are physically incorporated in the exported product. In addition, fuel, oil, catalyst may also be allowed. Mandatory spare required for export with the resultant product. 10% of the CIF of the advance authorization will also be allowed. Item reserved for state trading enterprises cannot be imported under advance authorization. Okay, sir, point is clear. Basically, they are telling inputs will be allowed, fuel, oil, catalyst also will be allowed. Sir, spares, which is 10% of the CIF value of advance authorization, that will also be allowed. Okay, next. Sir, can I go ahead and transfer advance authorization received? Can I give it to my friend? Baba, it is for you. It comes with the actual user condition, means who has been given the advance authorization, he can only use it. You can't give it to your friend. Sir, minimum value addition greater than equal to 15, at least 15% value addition has to be done. In case of T, greater than equal to 50% value addition. Standard input output norm, yes sir, when they are giving you the advance authorization, they will see the Sion ka book, 1 lakh shirt, 1 meter per shirt into 1 lakh, 1 lakh meter, they will tell you can go ahead and import. Sion will be seen. Import on the basis of CON notified or self-declaration or applicant specific prior fixation by norm committee or on the basis of self-ratification scheme. They are going ahead and telling if CON is there, they will take CON. If CON is not there, then Baba, the fixation will be done by the norm committee. On the basis of fixation, you can go ahead and import. Next, sir, export obligation. Yes, sir, you have to go ahead and get the export obligation within 18 months. You have to fulfill 115% you have committed. No, you have to get your foreign exchange to be export obligation, means you have to go ahead and you have to go ahead and do the export within 18 months from the issue of advance authorization. You have to export within 18 months from the advance authorization. Exemption, yes, what are the things which are exempted when you import? Sir, you don't have to pay basic custom duty, you don't have to pay social well additional duties of custom, which is safeguard duties, etc. All will be, all you don't have to pay. And IGST and GST compensation cess is also exempted on advance authorization. When you import, you don't have to pay IGST and GST compensation cess. That was also exempted till 30th of September 2021. Now exempted till 31st of March 2022. Okay, sir, got it. Now, same is duty free import authorization, sir. What is it? It's a post export. Post export. Once you go ahead and export, once you go ahead, first you go ahead and export. Okay. Post export facility to import raw material used for manufacture of the exported product without payment of basic custom duty. They are telling you have exported. Yes, sir. Come to us. We will give you duty free import authorization now. For your next time, you can import duty free without paying basically your basic custom duty. Sir, only inputs which are required will be allowed. In addition, fuel is not allowed. Oil catalyst may also be allowed. Sir, is it transferable? Yes. You have already exported. Now, you have already exported. Now, whatever duty-free import authorization you have, you can go ahead and give it to your friend also. Value addition is minimum 20%. Always remember everyone, CIF value of the inputs. Sir, I got the inputs. Everyone over here, I got the inputs. And inputs ka CIF value, I have gone ahead and spent $100. Okay. They are telling export FOB should be at least 120. Everyone see over here, they are telling FOB minus the CIF. It is FOB minus the CIF divided by CIF will give you the percentage, and minimum 20% value addition should be there. Sir, DIF is issued only if CON is there. See, advance authorization is issued if CON is not there on the basis of self declaration or on the basis of fixation. They'll fix the Sion and then give you, or Sion will be on self-ratification scheme. Basically, all this status holder or etc. They can go ahead and take the self-ratification scheme. Self-ratification scheme ka basis pe also you can go ahead and import in case of advance authorization. Sorry, advance authorization can be given on the basis of self-ratification scheme also. Okay, sir, point is clear. Now, DFIA is issued only if Sion has been notified. Otherwise, no DFIA. Next, no DFIA for actual user condition. Imports means those inputs which has to be actually imported by which has actual user condition. Sir, what do you mean by actual user condition? See over here. Goods which are imported freely may be imported by any person. However, if it requires an authorization, actual user may alone import such goods unless actual user condition is specifically dispensed of by the DGFT. They are telling actual alone user alone may import such goods. So here they are going ahead and telling actual user condition is not there, but in this scenario they are going ahead and telling advance authorization may the person who is given the script, he will import and he will only use it. But DFIMA, that scheme is not there. You can go ahead and import and someone else can use it. That is also okay. Sir, actual user condition for inputs is not there. Next, export shall be completed within 12 months from the date of online application before going ahead and starting the export. Everyone over here, online application has to be given for DFIA 12 months before starting the export. No, 1 minute. Sir, within how much time I should go ahead and complete the export? 12 months. Here 18 months ka time was given. And here 12 months is from what date? 12 months is from the date of online application. You went online and government ko you gave an online application for DFIA. And you should go ahead and export within 12 months. They are going ahead and telling over here. From the date of online application, you should go ahead and export within how much time, sir? 12 months. Next. Only basic custom duty is remitted over here, means you don't have to pay. Exempted is basic custom duty. GST is still payable. Here GST is also exempted. In your exam, they can go ahead and ask you a short note on advance authorization or DFIA. Is my point 100% clear till here? Quickly tell me everyone, are we all clear with both of them? Will you guys be able to write the difference between both of them now? Are we all clear? Yes, sir, we are all clear. Let's go ahead. Now, the next one, chapter number 5. Chapter number 5 talks about export promotion capital goods. It means for promotion of exports, government will allow you to buy capital goods without paying the duty. First, import capital goods without payment of custom duty. I told the government, allow me to import this machine. Oh, this machine, if I import, I can go ahead and export good quality products. Sir, please allow me. So government will tell, okay, capital goods, you get it. Whatever the import duty, you don't pay. For an example, you are not going ahead and paying an import duty of 1 crore rupees. Government is telling your export obligation shall be 6 times. 6 times export obligation shall be given by the government. So, so here this is known as what, sir? When you import duty you don't have to pay. Whatever import duty you have saved, you have to go ahead and pay. Means you have to go ahead and earn 6 times. 6 times is the export obligation. Government को you told, allow me to get capital goods. I make good quality product and export, but at least you have to earn 6 times of the amount of import duty which you have not gone ahead and paid at the time of importation. Everyone over here, first import capital goods without payment of custom duty, then fulfill export obligation. Here also GST has been also exempted. So basic custom duty, none of the duty you have to pay. GST also you don't have to pay. GST is also exempted till 31st March 2022. Next, in post export promotion capital goods, there are post export, post EPCG scheme. What is post EPCG scheme? First, import capital goods on full payment. Later, basic custom duty is remitted in the form of duty credit script. So, what they are telling over here, you import, pay the custom duties, ठीक है, capital goods you got it, then you go ahead and export. They are going ahead and telling Ramesh, whatever custom duty, basic custom duty you paid, we will return it to you in the form of scripts. This is first you pay and then we'll give it back to you. The next one which I taught you, first you import, don't pay anything, but an export obligation has to be filled. Everyone over here. But in case of post EPCG, the export obligation is just 85%. Sir, whatever duty you have paid, of that 85% becomes your export obligation. But sir, if, see everyone, if it is this one, then if it is first import without payment of duty, then 6 times is the export obligation. Always remember. Next, sir, EPCG authorization can be issued for import of capital goods and notified project import. Project import ka case mein EPCG authorizations are given. Sir, we are going to make metro project in India. Allow us to import. Allow us to import machinery. Said then government can go ahead and allow without payment of duty. Then imports under this scheme is subject to fulfillment of export obligation, which is based on the duty saved. Two export obligations are imposed. One is specific export obligation, which is 6 times of the duty saved. I saved, for an example, 1 crore ka duty, then 6 times of the duty, 6 crore rupees is my export obligation. That much exports I have to do. Capital goods say I have to make goods and I have to export worth rupees 6 crore. Such export obligation to be fulfilled in 6 years. 6 times I have to go ahead and fulfill, right? One crore I have saved, 6 crore rupees I have to earn, 6 crore I have to earn over a period of 6 years from the date of issue of authorization. Okay, sir, from the date of issue of authorization. Average export obligation mentioned above shall be over and above the average level of export achieved by the applicant in preceding 3 license year for the same and a similar product with the overall export obligation period. Sir, what do you mean by this? Everyone listen to me very carefully. I was already going ahead and getting export. I was exporting already over a period of 3 years, 5 crore on an average every year. I got capital goods and government gave me 1 crore rupees ka duty waiver, but I have to go ahead and fulfill the export obligation. The export obligation will be over and above my average exports which I am doing. This is your average export obligation which you are doing every year. Over and above this, because we allowed you to import capital goods, what is the extra you are doing? At least over and above this, you have to go ahead and earn. We gave you 1 crore ka export imports, you did not pay duty. Sir, export obligation is 6 crore rupees, which is over and above the average amount of exports which you are going ahead and doing. That is what they are telling over here. Two export obligation, specific export obligation, which I am telling specific because it is specific regarding the capital goods which you imported. With the capital goods you imported, import duty saved, specifically you have to make 6 times of the import duty saved, and average export obligation mentioned above, export obligation which is mentioned above shall be over and above the average level of export achieved by the applicant in the preceding 3 license year for the same and similar product, with the overall export obligation within the overall export obligation period. Means average you are doing 5 crore, then additionally you have to go ahead and earn 6 crore over the period of how many years? 6 years. Means every year approximately 1 crore export obligation you have to fulfill. Is my point clear to all? Yes, sir, we got it. Procure capital goods. What capital goods are allowed under EPCG? Sir, prior means used for pre-production. R&D का capital goods allowed. Sir, production के लिए whatever goods you need for production allowed. Post-production, sir, for maintenance etc. For warranty etc. If I need some capital goods, that is also allowed. For global or domestic market, you can buy it from outside India or you can buy it from India. If you buy it from India, you don't have to pay GST also. So they are telling from global or domestic market, anywhere you can go ahead and buy. Capital goods can be imported in complete knockdown or semi knockdown situation, and they can be assembled in India also. Import of capital goods is subject to actual user condition. Who has imported it, he is only going to actually use it. Okay, then sir, capital goods can be sold or transferred after completion of the export obligation. Means after you go ahead 1 crore into 6 times, 6 crore ka export obligation when you fulfill, then you can go ahead and sell or transfer the capital goods also. Sir, if for an example I have gone, DGFT, Director General of Foreign Trade, gave me export promotion capital goods authorization. I went ahead. Now listen to me very carefully. I will buy the capital goods from outside India, and import duty I saved 1 crore rupees. Then can you tell me what is my export obligation? 6 times is my export obligation. Yes, sir. You know what, everyone? Now people, what they can go ahead and do, people, if you buy from outside India, you will spend forex, right? So government has gone ahead and told, why do you want to spend forex? Do one thing, you go ahead and buy it from one person in India. For an example, what the machine is given by outside India person, same machine is being supplied by a person in India, you buy it from him. Don't pay him any GST. Government is telling we will save forex. Ramesh, buy it from him. You have got an export promotion capital goods authorization, but don't buy from outside India. Buy it from the domestic market. If you buy from the domestic market, your export obligation will be only 75%. Remember always, your export obligation will be only 75%, and hence government has told better you can buy from the Indian market. You will not spend forex also, and I'll go ahead and reduce your export obligation also. Here we are done with chapter number 5. Now everyone to your chapter number 6. What is chapter number 6? Chapter number 6 goes ahead and talks about, sir, EOU, ESTP, export oriented units, electronic hardware technology park, software technology park, biotechnology park. Baba, they are told that, sir, they are given immense support. They are, can you tell me why is a EOU there, or why is a ESTP there? Why it is a BTP, Biotechnology Park, or Software Technology Park? Baba, their main work is to import and export. Import, export, import, export, import, export. So for them, whatever input they buy or capital goods they go ahead and buy, sir, no custom duty. Nothing, Baba. See over here, everyone. Units undertaking to export entire production may set up in an EOU, ESTP, biotechnology park, software technology park scheme for manufacture of goods, including repair, remake, reconditioning, re-engineering, rendering of service, development of software. So you can set up yourself in an EOU, ESTP, BTP, or a software technology park. You can go ahead and import. Your main job is what? To go ahead and export. If you are into only export, do one thing, set yourself up in an EOU or an ESTP or an STP or biotechnology park. Government is selling import raw material, import capital goods, don't pay any duty, because you are going to export and earn foreign currency, And Baba, foreign currency, government is very happy over there. Sir, it says trading units are not covered. Always remember, only manufacturing units are allowed because government is promoting Make in India over here. Government says trading units are not covered under this scheme. EOU, ESTP, STPs, BTPs shall start production within 2 years of grant of uh, 1 minute, everyone. Within 2 years from the grant of letter of permission. You can say LOP means letter of permission, or it is letter of intent. Basically, whenever you get your permission, intent or permission, whenever you get your permission from that 2 years, you should start your production. EOU, ESTP, STP or Biotechnology Park should go ahead and start their production from how many years? Within 2 years, once they are given permission. So if I am going ahead and setting up myself up in a ESTP, then once I am given the permission within 2 years, I should start production. Okay, only project having minimum investment of 1 crore in plant and machinery shall be considered to set up themselves up in an EOU. Sir, only project having minimum investment of 1 crore in plant and machinery shall be considered. Sir, for established as EOU, if you want to be an export oriented unit, you will have to have minimum 1 crore ka investment in your plant and machinery. Only then they will go ahead and give you an EOU ka license. And EOU ka license, the benefit is inputs, capital goods, no custom duty to be paid. This shall not apply to units in ESTP, Software Technology Park, Biotechnology Park. Just imagine, I am into Software Technology Park. Now, in that scenario, might be the investment is very low, only laptops are being purchased. In that scenario, they are going ahead and telling, no, sir, this obligation of 1 crore investment in plant and machinery is not there. Then, EOUs in handicraft, agriculture, horticulture, aquaculture, animal husbandry, information technology services, brass, hardware, handmade jewelry sector. EOUs can be in what? All this. Always remember one thing. Now they are going ahead and telling, sir, this shall not apply to whom? Units in ESTP, Software Technology Park, Biotechnology Park, comma, EOU, export oriented unit which is in hardware, which is in handicraft. Tell me, will they invest 1 crore rupees? If I am an export oriented unit, I am making handicraft goods and giving. In that scenario, 1 crore ka minimum investment in plant and machinery is not required. Then always remember they must have net foreign exchange earner, positive net foreign exchange earner, which shall be calculated cumulatively in block of 5 years from production. Basically, they are telling might be first year of production, you would have spent more, earned less foreign exchange, but over a period of 5 years, they will check whether positive foreign exchange earning is there or not. Means your exports say what you are earning and what you are spending. So Forex earning should be more than Forex ka spending. Next, sir, entitlement for supply from domestic tariff area to a EOU, domestic tariff area to an 100% export oriented unit. Baba, always remember, listen to me very carefully. If one person is going ahead and supplying to a EOU, ESTP, STP, all this, when a person is going ahead and supplying, even though this person is in India, this will be deemed as an export. It is known as what? Deemed export. It is deemed as an export. Regarded as deemed export, domestic tariff unit shall be entitled to deemed export ka benefit. I'll talk about it later. Deemed export may you will be given lot of benefit. Who? This person who is going ahead and supplying to all these people. Next, e-refund of GST paid on such supply. He will be given refund. E-refund nahi baba. Actually, it is R is missing over here. It should be refund. Printing error. Refund shall be given. It is not e-fund. It is refund. Okay, sir. So refund also will be given. So what happens? Whatever GST is being paid on the supply. For an example, I'll tell you everyone, listen to me carefully. All this EOU. Whenever one person goes ahead and supplies to an EOU, ESTP, software technology park, whenever one person is going ahead and supplying to them, whenever one person is going ahead and supplying to them, that is treated as a deemed export. What do you mean by deemed export? It is deemed that you have gone ahead and exported it, and hence always remember EOU, ESTP, STP will never go ahead and pay you any GST. You will have to go ahead and pay the GST to the government on your supplies which are deemed export. You being a local supplier, local supplies pay, you have to pay GST, and this will be later refunded to you by the government. That is what they are telling. Sir, in addition to this, EOU, ESTP, BTP, etc., shall not pay basic custom duty, IGST, GST compensation cess on import till 31st March. IGST and GST compensation cess is also exempted. ITC is available on imports and capital goods if they have gone ahead and paid any GST on their inputs and capital goods, that is available to them. Okay, sir. Everyone always remember one thing: EOU, ESTP, STPs, etc. का case में they are telling whenever they go ahead and import from outside India, basic custom duty don't have to pay, social welfare surcharge etc. doesn't have to pay. Sir, IGST and GST compensation says it is exempted till 31st March 2022. Actually, it was earlier till 30th of September because foreign trade policy they had extended till 30th September. Now foreign trade policy extended till March. So this exemption also extended till 31st of March. Yes, sir. Sir, can an EOU, ESTP transfer from one EOU, one EOU to another EOU? One ESTP can transfer goods to another ESTP, STP, Biotechnology Park. For an example, sir, I was earlier here. This is an ESTP. I was earlier here. Now I want to shift from here to another ESTP. If I am shifting, electronic hardware technology park is there here and here. I want to shift my unit from here to here. Can I go ahead and shift the goods? It is telling inter unit transfer of manufactured goods. For an example, I have two units which are there. Can I transfer from one unit to another unit? They are telling inter unit transfer of manufactured goods from one UU to or STP, STP, BTP to another is allowed on payment of GST and compensation cess with prior intimation to the concerned development commissioner and custom authority. But in transfer may you have to pay GST and GST compensation cess. Next, sir, can I go ahead and exit from the EOU scheme? Sir, I have taken the export oriented unit ka scheme. Can I go ahead and go out of the scheme? They are telling you have to take the development commissioner ka permission, pay the applicable GST and cess. And sir, if you have not achieved your obligations, then there will be a penalty which will be there. Okay, sir. Means whatever goods you had gone ahead and taken. See, now you are an EOU. You were an EOU. ठीक है. Now whatever goods are lying with you, now you will go ahead and start using as a normal unit. So when the goods are going from here to here in your normal unit, then you have to pay GST and GST compensation cess whatever is there. Okay, and if you have not fulfilled your export obligation, then there will be a penalty which will be there. Next, sir, sale of unutilized material, including capital goods, spares, and services. Sir, what if we have something which is unutilized in a UU, ESTP, etc.? If we have something, then they are telling transfer to another UU, ESTP, STP, biotechnology park, treated as import for the receiver. Or, so everyone, you can go ahead and transfer. Okay, 1 minute. I want to go ahead and clarify one thing. This which was there was inter-unit transfer. Okay, between units of EOU they are transferring. Here they are going ahead and telling, sir, we are going ahead and closing down our unit and we have some unit. Okay, not closing down, sir, we have some unutilized material which is there. What to do? You transfer to another EOU. They are going ahead and telling you can transfer to another EOU and it will be treated as import for the receiver. It means it will be like you have exported it to another EOU because another EOU is going to export it. So it will be treated as he has gone ahead and imported because ultimately he is going to export. or you can dispose of in domestic tariff area with intimation to the custom authorities and payment of GST. Or one EOU unit is there, they have some extra material which is lying. If they clear in the domestic tariff area, they have to go ahead and pay the GST compensation cess, whatever is there. Or they can go ahead and export. So, sir, what can they do if an EOU has unutilized material, capital goods, spares, etc.? Number one, if a EOU unit, etc., ESTP has some extra spares, etc., number one, they can transfer to another EOU, they can clear in the domestic tariff area, or they can go ahead and export. Always remember, these three things can be done by them: EOU, ESTP, etc. If they have some extra raw material, they can go ahead and clear in the domestic tariff area, send it outside India, or clear it to the another EOU ESTP, clear in the domestic tariff area, or export it. Okay, sir, point is clear. Next, we are done with chapter number 6, everyone. Quickly tell me, are we all clear till here? Yes, everyone, are we all clear till here? Yes, sir, we are all clear. Let's go ahead. Now, chapter number 7. Chapter number 7 goes ahead and talks about, deemed export. Sir, what do you mean by deemed export? Everyone listen to me very carefully. I have been given DGFT say advance authorization. Okay, everyone, listen. If I go ahead and import raw material, I don't have to pay custom duty. Okay, and now I will go ahead and manufacture and export. So I don't have to pay any custom duty. But tell me one thing: have I already gone ahead and spent forex? Yes, sir, you are spending forex. Government is telling Ramesh, if you have an advance authorization, do one thing. No, if same goods which you are going to import is available in domestically one person, domestic supplier say take it. Don't go ahead and pay him any GST, etc. This activity, when you buy from the domestic supplier, you can pay him in INR. If you pay him in INR, you will save foreign currency for India, and we will give you the benefit. We will term this person ka supply to you as an deemed export. These are deemed export when goods actually don't come from outside India, but still it is termed as a deemed export. Means I am not going ahead and actually supplying the goods outside India. I am going ahead and giving to a person who has an advance authorization. My activity of giving it to him is known as deemed export. Deemed export means when your goods don't go outside India, still you get all the benefits of an exporter, and that is known as deemed export. So whenever I go ahead and give goods to an advance authorization holder, or I give the goods to an EPCG holder, government says, Ramesh, your activity, although not export, goods have not gone outside the country, but still we will go ahead and term it as deemed export. It is deemed as export. Transaction in which goods don't leave India, payment is received in INR or might be received in forex, but still it is termed as export, because exports में तो you should receive foreign currency, but deemed export में goods don't even go out of India. Still government says when you are going ahead and supplying to all this advance authorization holder, sir, then your activity will be deemed as deemed export. So everyone listen to me very carefully. One person is there, he has an advance authorization or he has a duty free import authorization. See, when you go ahead and directly send your goods outside India, that is export. But if you go ahead and give the goods to him, you might get INR from him, but still government is telling Ramesh, your activity to him is deemed as an export. Why, sir? Because otherwise he'll buy from outside India and he will spend, when he's buying from outside India, he will spend forex, and hence government went ahead and told, let's save forex. We will go ahead and do one thing. Ramesh, when you give it to him, we'll term your activity as exports only. It will be deemed as an export. So whenever supply is done to a advance authorization holder or a DFIA holder, or you are supplying to EOU, ESTP, BATP, or you are going ahead and supplying to a person who is having an export promotion capital goods authorization, or you are going ahead and supplying to maritime freight container, supply of maritime freight container by an 100% EOU. There is an export oriented unit, and the EOU makes these containers, shipping containers which are there. The shipping containers, when they are going ahead and supplying, that is also deemed as an export. Maritime freight container, that shipping containers, big containers is by an EOU is also deemed export because the containers will be used for taking the goods from India outside India and the containers will come back. Those containers are also when an EOU is going in and supplying, it is known as deemed export. Supply to mega power project, deemed export. Supplies done to nuclear project, supplies done to United Nations, international organization for official use, then they are going ahead and telling all this will be deemed as an export. Although the goods don't leave India, although you are going ahead and receiving INR, but your activity will be termed as an export. Okay, sir, point is clear. Now, we are done till chapter number 7. We have chapter number 8 also in this chapter, which is quality complaint and trade disputes. Quality complaint and trade dispute. You don't have to learn anything. Chapter number 9 is also there, which goes ahead and tells about the definitions. Okay, everyone, is everyone clear? Here we are done with your 9 chapters of foreign trade policy. Listen to me very carefully. Now, the second chapter was talking about general provisions regarding import and export. People, come to your general provision regarding import and export. There are provisions which are given. These are the common provisions. What I taught you over here are the common provisions for import and export. Now I am going to tell you about provisions relating to import of goods and provision relating to export goods. Okay, everyone, not very important, so I'll be running little quickly. Okay, sir. Sir, provision relating to import of goods. Actual user condition. What do you mean by actual user condition? If you are going ahead and importing the goods, you should only go ahead and use it if actual user condition is being specified. However, if the DGFT goes ahead and issues you an authorization and tells you actual user condition is deleted from there, then Baba, you import the goods, you can give it to your friend also, he can use it. But if actual user condition is there, then you only have to use it. Export promotion capital goods authorization mein actual user condition is there. Advance authorization mein actual user condition is there. If I import the raw material, I only have to use. If I import the capital goods, I only have to use them. Next, what are the provision? Everyone, these are just the general provision relating to import of goods. Sir, what are the general provision relating to import of second-hand goods? Can I import second-hand goods? They have gone ahead and told second-hand goods including refurbished or reconditioned spare freely allowed. You are allowed to get second-hand capital goods into India. Capital goods, second-hand capital goods are allowed. Second-hand PCs, laptop, photocopier, AC, DG set allowed against advance or against authorization. Means if you want to get second-hand laptop, photocopier, AC, DG set, then they are going to allow you, but you have to take an authorization from the Director General of Foreign Trade. Second-hand goods, except capital goods, shall be restricted and only allowed against restriction, only allowed against authorization. Other than capital goods, inputs, second-hand imports, you can get it into India, but that is restricted. You have to go take an authorization, only then you can get it. Sir, removal of scrap or from an SEZ. Sir, any waste or scrap or remnant in any form of metallic waste and scrap generated during manufacturing process or activity of an SEZ shall be allowed to be disposed of in the domestic tariff area freely but subject to custom duty payment. Everyone over here, an SEZ is there. SEZ went ahead and imported. In import pay, custom duty is not paid by an SEZ. Okay, they went ahead and cleared the goods in the domestic tariff area, which is waste and scrap. Then what will happen? On the waste and scrap, which is cleared in the domestic tariff area, they have to pay the custom duty. Next, import of gift, very important. They can ask you, sir, can you go ahead and import the gift? Import of gift, including those purchased through e-commerce portal. I purchased from the Amazon US. I purchased from Amazon US and I gifted myself only one iPhone. They are telling purchase import of goods, including those purchased from e-commerce portal through post or courier, where custom clearance is sought as gift is prohibited. Baba, it is prohibited. except for life-saving drugs, medicine, and rakhi. See, courier ke through you can import and pay the duty. 100% duty on courier imports is there. But if you are telling, sir, it is a gift, allow me free, Baba, free may nothing is there, free may it is prohibited. You are telling, sir, then what about medicine? Baba, medicines and Rakhi, only Rakhi is allowed to be imported as gift free. But otherwise, always remember one thing, import of gift, those purchased from common portal or through post or courier. Otherwise, you get through post or courier, 100% duty you have to pay. Where custom clearance is sought as gift, government is selling gift, you have to pay. It is prohibited. Gift may they will not allow only. They are telling except for life-saving drugs and medicine. Life-saving drugs can be imported and Rakhi can be imported. They are going ahead and telling as gift and you don't have to pay any duty. Okay, sir, got it. Next. Sir, Rakhi mein I gifted my sister. Baba, gift for Rakhi nahi. Only Rakhi they are telling. The tying wala Rakhi. Then, import of samples. No authorization is required for import of bona fide technical and trade sample. Importable freely. Freely you can go ahead and import sample. Samples up to 3 lakh can be imported by all exporter without duty. 3 lakh rupees tak ka you can go ahead and import sample. Authorization for import of sample is required in case of vegetable, seeds, bees and new drugs. You know what happens in case of seeds etc. It can come into India and then might be that seed is not a good quality seed. It can happen that lot of virus, disease, etc. Anything can happen out of all these seed, plant, etc. So they are telling vegetable seeds, bees, or new drugs ke liye you need to go ahead and get an authorization. Then they are telling T sample up to 2000 rupees CIF per consignment allowed without authorization. Next. Passenger baggage. Array, sir, you told us already. Passenger baggage, bona fide household items, and personal effect may be imported. Terms and condition in the baggage rule. I have already taught you in the baggage. Sample of freely importable item may be imported in baggage without authorization. Means you can get some samples in your baggage also. For an example, you went abroad and you are coming back, then you can get samples in your bags also. Then exporter can coming from abroad. So if I am an exporter, I am coming from abroad, allowed to carry drawings, patents, labels, price tag, button, belt, trimmers without any authorization. Next, re-import of goods repaired abroad. I exported the goods, repair happened, it is re-imported. Re-import is a fresh import, but then they went ahead and told when you have sent the goods for repair, going and coming a fare plus the fair cost of material and labor, that amount pay you have to pay the custom duty. That is not the question here. They are telling, sir, capital goods, equipment, component, parts and accessories sent abroad for repair, re-import without authorization. Here they are talking about authorization, whether DGFT ka authorization will be required or not. Not required. Next, import of capital goods used in project abroad. Sir, I went to abroad. I did one metro project. I am coming back now. When I am importing the capital goods back into the country, do I need any authorization? Without authorization, you can re-import. Re-import after completion of the project without any authorization, provided use at least 1 year abroad. Means for the project, you have used it at least 1 year. Import under lease financing. Sir, is it allowed if I am going ahead and importing under lease financing? Allowed, freely permitted, no permission required. However, some cases RBI approval might be required. Then, sir, clearance of goods from custom may be cleared against authorization issued subsequently for facility not applicable in case of restricted or state trading enterprises. For an example, your goods have already come into India. Okay, now you want to clear them. You don't have money. Go to the DGFT and tell him, sir, please give me an advance authorization. Anyways, these goods, I will go ahead and make export goods and I will export. Then if he gives you an advance authorization, you can clear the goods. Means advance authorization can be later taken also. Can be taken later also. Now, there are some provision which are relating to export goods, free export. Sir, all the goods may be exported freely But there are some goods which might be regulated for which restriction is there. So, sir, free export, all goods may be exported without any restriction except to the extent that such export is regulated by ITC, Indian Trade Classification HS. For an example, I would like to show you over here. When you go over here to the DGFT, you will be able to see over here in the DGFT ka website that, sir, import export policy mein there are goods which are restricted, prohibited, or only through state trading enterprises. Those are not freely exportable. Okay, sir, got it. Next, any other provision of the FTP or any other law. DGFT may, however, specify through a public notice such terms and conditions according to which any goods not included in the ITCHS may be exported without any authorization. If supposingly some goods are there which is not mentioned in the Indian trade classification, basically over here the policy is not there, then government can go ahead, and because you know what, export may only few goods are there which can be exported, means which on which there is a condition. Only on few goods there is a condition. Otherwise, most of the exports can be exported because export pay anyways there is no duty. But if certain goods are not there, then government can go ahead and tell such terms and conditions with respect to any goods which are not there in the ITCHS, and those goods may be also exported without authorization. Sir, can I go ahead and export gift or a gift? So goods including edible item of value less than equal to 5 lakh in a license year may be exported as gift. Gift up to how much? 5 lakh. However, restricted items shall not be exported without authorization. Restricted item ke liye you need an authorization. Only then you can go ahead and send it as gift. Next, third party export means export made by an exporter or manufacturer on behalf of another exporter. Export document include, okay, what do you mean by third party के लिए? For an example, I am a person. What I do, I have a big container. I take goods from small people who are there. I take people. These are the people who are actually want to export. So I take the goods from them, and on their behalf, I go ahead and export the goods. So that is what they are talking about. Means export by an exporter or a manufacturer on behalf of other exporters. Here, what will happen? Your shipping bill should indicate the name of both manufacturing exporter, manufacturer, and third party exporter. Means when I am going ahead and exporting, I will file the shipping bill. In my shipping bill, my name and his name also should be there if he is also the exporter. Bank realization certificate, export order, invoice should be in the name of the third party exporter. Means the person who is going ahead and exporting. Next, Export Promotion Council. Everyone over here. These are organizations set up with the objective to promote and develop Indian export. Export promotion councils are being set up. It says each council is responsible for the promotion of a particular group of product or project or services. If exporter intends to obtain export incentive, then it has to mandatorily register. He has to mandatorily register under an export promotion council. The procedure is he has to go ahead and fill a form, and then export promotion council will go ahead and issue a RCMC certificate registering him. RCMC certificate is valid. Registration cum membership certificate is valid from 1st of April of the year in which it is issued and shall remain valid for a period of 5 years. How many years the registration cum membership certificate shall be valid? 5 years. Sir, where are this export promotion council? See over here, everyone. When you go to the uh, everyone over here, when you go to the Directorate General of Foreign Trade, over here, when you go to the, okay, some disturbing elements we'll ignore. Okay, everyone, when you go to the DGFT का portal over here. If you go to no DGFT का portal, 1 minute, I will tell you. 1 second, everyone. हाँ, Ministry of Commerce. If you go to the Ministry of Commerce का portal, which was there, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Ministry of Commerce, हाँ, commerce.gov.in. 1 minute, everyone. Here, if you see, government has export promotion councils. Can you see export promotion council? Yes, there are many export promotion councils which are being formed by the government. Federation of Indian Export, EEPC, Export Promotion Council. Sir, might be for chemicals there is an export promotion council. For leather there is an export promotion council. So you have to go ahead and enroll yourself over there. So they are going ahead and telling over here they are organizations set up with the objective to promote and develop Indian export. Basically, the Leather Export Promotion Council will develop what? They will develop the leather ka export promotion. Each council is responsible for promotion of a particular group of product, project or service. If exporter intends to obtain export incentive, if you want export incentive, you have to go ahead and then it has to mandatorily register himself under EPC, and this is the procedure. Once you register, they will give you a registration cum membership certificate, and that is valid for 5 years. Registration cum membership certificate. It's a certificate evidencing registration of an exporter as a member of EPC, Export Promotion Council. I have just now shown you the various export promotion councils which are there. Next, any person applying for authorization to import, when you apply for advance authorization, EPCG authorization, or export or any other benefit or concession under FTP shall be required to furnish DGFT का website में shall be required to furnish on DGFT website in importer exporter का profile, in your profile the RCMC registration cum membership certificate granted by the competent authority. Example, certificate of registration as exporter of spices, CRES, issued by the Spices Board shall be treated as RCMC, which is registration cum membership certificate. The last one over here is export credit agencies. Everyone listen to me very carefully. What are these export credit agencies? These are policy instruments for government to support exports. Basically, they give credit. Export credit agencies support export by insurance guarantee and also direct lending. They will give you credit for export, or they will go ahead and guarantee your insurance guaranteeing. Basically, your exports will be guaranteed. Export ka guarantee they will go ahead and take. Insurances. Export Credit Guarantee Corporation of India provides credit insurance support and export credit lending. Okay, sir, point is clear. Now, here we are done with your FTP. Here we are done with your foreign trade policy. We have one small chart which is there at the end. Please come to the last page, everyone. Now the last topic over here talks about principles of restriction and prohibition. When the government is going ahead and doing a restriction on import or export. So if government is going ahead and telling, I want to restrict import or export of a certain item, what are the principle? What is the thought the government has? And that is being revised to be in line with the international agreements. Now, the principles of import or export prohibition, basically principles of restriction for restrictions and prohibition for import and export are being revised. Sir, on what principle can government go ahead and impose prohibition and restriction? What are the principles which government is going ahead and following when the government is imposing prohibitions or restriction? Why will the government restrict something, everyone? Tell me, why will the government go ahead and restrict an item? Because might be there is a shortage, might be government is not supporting morally that item is not morally being supported. There are a lot of things which are there. So they are telling DGFT may, through a notification, impose prohibition and restriction on some article. Why? On export of foodstuff or other essential for preventing and relieving shortage. For an example, India may only wheat is not there. Don't you think when India may only wheat ka shortage is there, export should be prohibited? When there is a critical shortage, they will go ahead and prohibit the export. For an example, the whole world is facing rice ka shortage. Then India will say we will restrict the rice ka exportation. Then earlier, the principles were different. Now, the principles are revised to meet in line with the international agreement, and hence these are the new guidelines for prohibition. Next, on import and export necessary. So, DGFT may, through a notification, impose restriction or prohibition on import and export necessary for application of standard or regulation for the classification, grading, marketing of commodities in the international trade. On import of fishery product, they can go ahead and impose restriction or prohibition. Import in any form for enforcement of governmental measure to restrict production of domestic product. For enforcement of governmental measure to restrict production of domestic product or certain other purpose, they can go ahead and do that. To import to safeguard country's external financial position and to ensure a level of reserve. Now, DGFT can go ahead and prohibit something on import of to safeguard the country ka financial position, basically to safeguard that okay, there should not be unfavorable balance. They can go ahead and say now we don't want this item to be imported because they are trying to see to it that your exports are more than imports. They can go ahead and say import restricted. You can't go ahead and import so much because otherwise if you import so much, exports is less, then it will be unfavorable balance. Then they can go ahead and impose a they can issue a notification, impose prohibition and restriction on import to promote establishment of a particular industry. Might be they want to promote this industry, mouse industry, and they are telling hence import of mouse is restricted from today. You have to take permission because government wants to support domestic industries going ahead and promote producing mouse. They can go ahead and impose restriction or prohibition for preventing sudden increase in the import from causing serious injury to domestic producer or to relieve producer who have suffered injury. They can go ahead and restrict. They are telling from today this item is restricted because they want to protect the domestic industries. Domestic industries might suffer because of huge import, and hence they can go ahead and tell, sir, from today this item is prohibited, this item is restricted. It's a safeguard measure to safeguard the domestic industry. They can go ahead and restrict import or export for protecting moral ground or to maintain public order. They can go ahead and stop import or export for protection of human, animal, or plant life or health. They can say you can't go ahead and export animals. Why? Because India doesn't want their animals to go outside India. India may that species has to be protected. Then, sir, they can go ahead and impose restriction and prohibition relating to import and exportation of gold and silver because gold and silver government doesn't want import and export too much. Then government can go ahead and impose restriction. They can go ahead and impose restriction or prohibition necessary to secure compliance with the law and regulation, including those relating to protection of patent, trademark, copyright, and the prevention of deceptive practices. They can go ahead and prohibit import or export, which is basically relating to product of prison labors. Okay, sir. They can go ahead and restrict import or export for the protection of national treasure of artistic, historic, or archaeological value. They can go ahead and say any archaeological collection, any historical collection should not be exported. It should be prohibited. They can go ahead and impose that restriction. They can go ahead and impose restriction or prohibition for conservation of exhaustive natural resource. Might be some natural resources are exhaustive. They are telling in India petrol is very less and hence export is prohibited. They can do that. Sir, they can go ahead and impose a restriction on export or import for ensuring essential quantity for domestic processing industry. Might be some raw material is in shortage, so they can go ahead and say we don't want this raw material to be exported. That can be done. Sir, might be some raw material is hugely imported from outside India. Indian domestic industries ka raw material who will use, so they can go ahead and impose a restriction. They are telling for ensuring essential quantities for domestic processing industries who are there, they have essential qualities available with them. So for ensuring essential quantities for the domestic processing industry, they can go ahead and impose some restriction or prohibition. Sir, as restriction or prohibition can be imposed for as if it is essential to the acquisition or distribution of product in general or local short supply. If there is a local short supply, then they can go ahead and impose some restriction or prohibition. Then they can go ahead and impose restriction or prohibition for going ahead and protecting country's essential security system, security interest के लिए relating to fissionable material or the material for which from which they are derived. What do you mean by fissionable? I don't know. Let's see. Fissionable material. These are some fissionable material means a nuclide that is capable of undergoing fusion after capturing either high energy. Basically all these nuclear related products, ठीक है, they are going ahead and telling for protecting the security of the country. Just imagine, I got one nuclear atom, I got some nuclear items from outside India, not allowed. They can go ahead and impose prohibition. They can impose prohibition relating to trafficking of arms. They can say arms and ammunition, I have shown you, already restricted. They can go ahead and give restriction during in the time of war or any other emergency situation. Okay, they can go ahead and issue a notification and restrict or prohibit when in pursuance of country's obligation under the United Nations Charter for the maintenance of international peace and security. The aforesaid principles of restriction and prohibition from import or export have been amended to be in line with the international agreement. They can go ahead and tell you what are the principles of restriction and prohibition for import or export which have been revised. Right, 5 point. They can go ahead and ask you a small 5 mark question out of this. Please read this. Baba, it's more of a theoretical question. I will go ahead. Everyone, I will go ahead and tell you quickly the amendments which are there. Number one, always remember the amendment in the chapter. FTP is now valid. Foreign trade policy has now been extended till 31st of March 2022. Number two, all this EOU scheme, RODTEP scheme, very very important for exam, is now introduced. All this export promotion capital goods scheme, EOU related scheme, IGST, GST compensation sales, all these were exempted till 30th September. Now all this IGST in case of EPCG, EOU and sir, advance authorization, wherever the IGST is applicable, that IGST is also exempted till 31st of March 2022 now. ठीक है sir? And also over here, this has been introduced principles of restriction and prohibition for import and export. Why import and export may they will go ahead and impose restriction and prohibition? Those principles are being revised now, and hence they can go ahead and ask you a 5 mark question. 5 mark question can be asked from here. They can ask you difference between advance authorization DFIA, or they can ask you to write a short note on advance authorization or DFIA. They can ask you to write a short note on EPCG authorization. They can tell you ROTTP related question. They can also go ahead and ask you a question on status holder, or Baba, any other question, import export code related question, they can go ahead and ask you. Any small question can be asked from this chapter otherwise. Okay, I'll go ahead and close my chapter of foreign trade policy over here, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed the chapter. Yes sir, we all enjoyed it. Yes sir, we all loved the chapter. This much should be more than enough for your 5 marks in the exam. I'll go ahead and close my chapter of foreign trade policy over here, everyone.